Okay, let me grab my coffee. My coffee, my coffee. Hi, Goosey. All right. Max, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get down. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the big blue house. Except it's not blue. Okay. Glasses so I can see you better. Baby, it's better, it's better, it's better. You say he better. All right. Oh, he better, he better, he better. Good morning, getting ready for work. Well, I hope you have a fantastic day at work. Hope you have a fantastic day at work. What's it, Buzz? We're sniffing your mama's feet. I just got out of the shower. I don't know what you're smelling. I don't know what you're smelling. Good morning. Are we gonna do weekend energy? No, we'll do weekend energy tomorrow. Good morning. I'm having Greek food for dinner. There's this restaurant. I'm going with a couple friends. And it's a Greek. Well, I wanted Mediterranean. I'm craving Mediterranean or Mideastern food. Like craving, like as if I was pregnant. But we decided on Greek because it was local. So it's kind of like a bar and grill. So I don't know. The menu looked good. I mean, it just had Greek food the other day. But I want some more, I guess. I would have preferred Mediterranean though, for sure. But we shall see. I shall let you guys know how it goes. I just had lamb the other day, so I'm just kind of like, And I don't eat lamb that often, you know? So yeah. I actually, I don't need my laptop. I was gonna get it and address something, but I guess I don't need it. I know, I can't stand it. I haven't done that in a long time. I got like a mocha flavor shot. And it's not really like stirred properly. So every time I take a sip, I can feel it on my teeth and my tongue. I don't like it. I don't like it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the big blue house. So, I'm gonna use the Romance Angel deck. We haven't used that one in a while. I did want to address something first, though. Feeling great after yesterday's pep talk. Me too, Aim. But it's funny what I wanted to address. They're in the comment box. I looked at the comments real quick, and I went to go hit like the like or the love and comment back, but it wouldn't let me. So I don't know what that was about. But somebody made a comment about how, now here's the thing. I don't need you all going in and chiming on someone else's opinion. Let this person have their own opinion. I don't delete negativity. I don't delete nothing. You know that about me. Somebody made a comment about me being triggered and why I came on, and it was triggering her or him for the last couple days and yada, 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 and something about this happened to you last September. And I'm thinking to myself, last September was actually really good for me, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I will tell you, my little rant yesterday, and I don't even think it was a rant. That's some good fucking advice everyone should be following. I was not triggered. If I was triggered by a situation, you would see anger. You would see so much more. I probably honestly wouldn't even come on YouTube and discuss something while in the midst of being triggered, if that makes sense. I will tell you, if you are getting triggered, okay, and this is the truth, if you are getting triggered off of what I'm saying or what I'm projecting towards you, that is something you need to recognize. And I've been saying this from day one. There's a channel called Your Angelic Karma. She literally dishes karma. I heal karma, okay? When you watch her, in a way, you're supposed to be triggered. And I remember, so if I'm triggering you, okay, there's no question, that is something for you to reflect on. It's not me. And readers, guys, do trigger people. And if you are getting triggered, you are meant to be triggered, okay? If you don't like it, and I'm not saying this towards the person that commented because he or she's been on the page for years, but I'm saying, like I said yesterday, if you don't like it, get off the channel. It's that simple. And I recognized this years ago when I'd be like, oh, I watched Natalie or something, or I'd be watching other people, and a title could trigger me sometimes. And I wouldn't go in and watch it. I would not go in and watch it because I knew it would either make me sad, it would trigger me, I didn't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's my own fault for not going in to watch it because it's something I didn't want to see. It's something I chose to be blinded to, right? So here we are in this reading yesterday, and a majority of us, you let love trump certain things or certain stuff, and we've been reading stories and we just assume it's the other person that's blinded to a situation. But in all reality, we've kind of been blinded to a situation too, because we let other things and readers persuade us. I'm completely fucking real with you guys. Bless you. And if I'm going to lose my shit like that, or to me, it's passion, it's being assertive, and it can come off pushy or, arrogant or rude, but I didn't bash anyone, not one person. I gave you my opinion on what was happening, and it's the truth, okay? And I'm just kind of trying to help. So if you find me being frustrated, it's because I'm the one reading the fucking story. And I'm always in it somehow too, in a different way. A lot of people will look at this as a love scenario. Well, mine boiled down to morals and belief, not even love, So everybody can relate in their own ways, but I'm telling you right now, if you're being triggered by anything I say or a title, that is for you to reflect on. Your anger is resentment. Your anger is all those things that he or she wanted to write, or anyone per se. Those are all things that you should go in and possibly reevaluate. And I'm not, I swear to God, swear to spirit, whatever. I'm not fooling you when I tell you, if you're being triggered, you're supposed to be triggered, okay? If you can't handle the energy, then you take yourself off my page for a little while, or you don't watch, because in all reality, I'm not going to continue to read this. And that frustration comes from an entire cycle of patterns. And as a reader, when I'm a teacher at the same time and a healer, you bet your ass I'm going to make sure my class is paying fucking attention. And if you're not paying attention and you're not doing your own job, that's your own fault, okay? But I'm tired of zeros and zeros and zeros and zeros and zeros. You don't do your own work and put your own effort into things, I don't have zero fucks where you end up at the end of the day. You have to be aware of your own energy and what's dragging you down and what's making you happy. Is it beneficial that either you or this other person or this job or the other job, has that been beneficial in your life for the last year? Has that really made you happy? Or was it a shit show? Was it a disaster? Was there really no commitment? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different angles that people are holding on to. And I understand people fucking grieve and mourn differently, but we're not talking about a death of a person. If we're talking about a death of a person, you're probably gonna grieve your entire life, okay? And you know, God bless you. But that's a different struggle than the struggle that's on the board. So you're off your rocker if you think that readers are not going to get frustrated, especially those who have a good soul, okay? And I'll tell you, I don't watch too many people, but when I do watch them, I kind of am like, it makes sense I watch this person because they have a good soul like me. They want everybody to really see what's going on. So if this person or job that's been on the board for the last year, home life, whatever it is, and you've been telling yourself this whole time that somebody's not seeing it, and I'm reading it as they're not seeing it, but I'm also reading to the collective. And I've been telling you, you have to put yourself in these shoes. I've been telling you from day one that modern day tarot is not being used properly, okay? And it's not. It's up to you to be like, wow, is that me? Because I'm so sick of looking back a year later and being like, I was so fucking blind to a situation because I let fucking love trump, or I let fucking work trump family, or blah, blah, blah. It's disappointing. And sometimes it's important. You think teachers and professors and other people in the world don't get frustrated with students? And if you want to point the finger, that's your own arrogance, because there's something there for you to recognize. And I am not bashing the person that wrote that. Leave the comment. Leave it. It was meant to be there. It's your thoughts. But maybe you should go back and be like, wow, if I affected your energy that much in the last 2 days, there is something there for you to pick up on. Just like I picked up on, just like I preach, okay? And do not go into the video below and be like, wow, that was rude, or no. We all learn different ways. We all experience things different ways. I just want to make it real clear. If you are being triggered, it is meant for you to be triggered. And that is the truth. There is something there. So don't point the fingers at other people for disturbing your energy, because that's been the problem. So basically, you're blaming me for disturbing your energy? No. You've been in a cycle for an entire year pointing the finger at someone else than to own up to your own shit. Okay? So again, I'm not bashing. And I remember you guys used to always jump on the bandwagon and be like, do. And I'm really glad that you guys don't do that anymore, because I think a lot of you realize if someone's getting triggered, it's your own shit, okay? And she said something about September 2020. I actually had a kick-ass September, so I'm not really sure what that was referring to. It might have been something that really needed to be a little more oomph behind it, but we all have our moments, and don't think for 1 second. I mean, I feel like I was probably meant to be here to share my stories, whether the people around me like it or not. But I knew I was not the only person going through what I was going through or how I was looking at something. And people are like, I just don't understand. Well, there's got to be millions of other people that just don't get and see things how I do. So why not go out and share that story, or, you know, work on things? I am not the average fucking tarot reader, guys. I am not. You can't compare me to other readers. You can't. my morals, my beliefs, they're different. And I think it's tragic that we took modern day tarot and we turned it into a tool to actually keep you in darkness, you know? So, and I actually had 3 emails yesterday from people that were not subscribers, and I just happened to see them all come in across my screen versus even going into my emails, and just appreciation for how we're looking at things. It really is the truth. And all 3 of these energies were male and not subscribers. And I don't know why they were all male, but one of them were like, yeah, one of them was literally like, thanks for waking me up because I was the blinded one. And then the other one was like, yeah, I'm the fucking asshole, you know, and thanks for waking me up. So yeah, it did trigger people. It triggered you in a good way or a bad way. And if it was a good way, you've now acknowledged a situation and you can now accept a situation. If you're getting triggered in a different way and it's more negative, there's something there that you need to reflect on, and that is the truth. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, you know? And when you get triggered, and I get triggered with certain stuff, I'm like, is it frustrating? And you want to go, but yeah. But it's for me to realize that I'm not vibing on the same energy as someone else, or this isn't working for me. I don't want it like this. I don't want someone like you in my life, or a job like you in my life, or a family member like you in my life, you know? And that's just that. It's not for me to bounce back and retaliate. And of course, I'm human. We do that, you know? But I just wanted to talk about, you know, triggers real quick, because it is a reflection of yourself too. And I think it's really how you handle the situation. And I don't feel like I did anything wrong yesterday by addressing a situation and how I addressed it. And as far as it goes with my personal situation, I did not bash. You know, he could have basically just said that out of, who knows, maybe he wanted to trigger me, but it was the wrong fucking move, because it's the second time within a certain amount of time that something's been said, and I'm not dealing with that type of behavior. And I hate to say it like I'm talking about a child, because this person I was with is a grown-ass fucking adult, but everybody gets in their own feelings and retaliates their own way. And I did not bash this individual, you know, and I did not bash their reading. I brought things to light, okay? And there's other stuff within my stuff that drove me to where I'm at too. It wasn't just that one thing, but trust me, if it was just that one thing, that's all it would have took. And there was other stuff that I knew that was going on that I didn't address, because I'm a very understanding person, and it's up for the other person to recognize what's going on in their own life. You know, very smart individual. I am not naive to any situation. You want to be with this one, you want to be with that one, you want to sleep with that one. Hey, if we're not official, it's sad and it hurts if someone chooses to do that. Not saying that's my situation, but if something is non-official with non-commitment and this and that, and you put yourself in a situation, regardless if you caught feelings at some point or not, and the scenario changes, it is what it is. Then it's up to the other person. Was that wrong? Was that disrespectful? Are they feeling guilt? And if they are, they should know better. But if they continue to do it, you're dealing with somebody who gives 0 fucks about a situation. And at some point, instead of thinking they just can't see it, how about you open your own eyes and realize you're not seeing it? And if you choose not to address it, then that's your own fault too. There's been plenty of stuff I've addressed and not addressed, but kind of don't get nowhere with it. And I'm not gonna, again, waste my energy. And I've also noticed within the last year, as wonderful as it is with certain stuff, it's very clear in my head where I've told myself at least 4 to 6 times that this is draining me. And honest to God, it took one comment about my belief to shut the door. So if you're being triggered, it's for you to reflect on, okay? And for the person that wrote that, honestly, go back, because if you can pinpoint September 20th, go back and look at your September 20th and what's been going on since then and how something played out, okay? But love you, the person that wrote that, love you. She was not bashing me. He or she told me, I love you and this and this. We all have our own opinion, guys. If you can't hack it anymore, find a different reader. And I'm not saying it towards that person. I just want to address that particular one towards that person and everybody else, because I want you to actually see. There was no malicious energy behind my wisdom I gave you. There was no militia behind my own personal story I shared, So I just want you to be aware. And if you really don't see anything, then, back off my channel for a little while until my energy shifts. But I will try to read things in a different way, because I'm tired of us not seeing something, but seeing red flags or feeling them and being aware of them. But the thing is, we're aware of them, but we're not really acknowledging them. And if you can't really acknowledge something, you can't accept it. It's the 3 A's, okay? A, let's get to B. It's steps. Baby steps. But in certain situations that I've been seeing, someone's been baby stepping for a year. It's just, regardless of healing or not, to stay in that energy for that amount of time it's not beneficial for your soul. There's absolutely zero growth in a year wasted. So I hope everyone takes something from the last year or two. Well, I've noticed 2, but there's been someone or something within that year too that came in and out, whether it was a person or a job. So absolutely no hard feelings, I remember what it was like to even see a title and not even want to listen to the reading, because I was being naive to something or blinded by something. Do you know how many times I've watched Natalie and she's triggered me? Or I get annoyed by the littlest thing and she's just like laughing or doing something. And I'm just like, are you fucking for real right now? That's not her. That's me. Why am I getting aggravated? Why am I getting frustrated? Why is her energy affecting me? Was it that she was happy and I was just kind of like, how are you happy about this situation? How are you not seeing what I'm seeing? Like, I'm just giving an example because she's the one person in the last 4 years, her and Angelic Karma, which is, she's no longer even on YouTube. She took everything to different platforms. Are the only ones that I watched faithfully. And in the last year, I started watching Halo Moon. And sometimes I can relate and sometimes I can't, And then once in a while I'll watch, I think she's great. I think it's Suda Cups. I forget her name. She has like a purple, like a purple cloth. It's always purple. And she's great. And she always sees like different sides just like me. But when I did listen to her consistently 6 months ago, for like 2 months, she knew what she was saying. And it was kind of like I was reading certain stuff here and there too. That kind of was like, oh, I think she said that. Looking back, I could be like, wow, That was me that needed to pick up on something. But we're so consumed with other readers and other things in our lives that we don't acknowledge our own faults in a situation. So even the last year, you can't really point the finger at just one person. And I've been saying that for a long time. Everyone has to take the blame. But there's only so much you can do and give. And if you're overgiving and you realize things are going down and it's shady or deceptive, and you know somebody had somebody else, and you know they keep going back and forth, and you know they keep holding on to you and thinking the grass is greener on the other side, and sleeping with you and just keeping stuff from you, and then sleeping with that one, and then there's so many red flags. Like, say you haven't slept together in 4 weeks. Well, guess what? They're probably getting it elsewhere. You know, and if they're not, there's still a problem mentally going on. And a lot of people just don't want to address shit because they're just like, all right, that person's going through a lot. No, there's so much more going on behind the scenes that we don't want to see. And a lot of the reasons we don't want to see it is because we're listening to readers. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been saying that for so long. That's why it's real important on who you listen to. Because that shit will fuck with you. This modern day tarot is not being used properly. And I've said, I don't want to cause spiritual wars. I don't want to cause YouTube wars. And I've been telling you guys this for 2 years. Battling and debating, that's just a waste of energy. Okay, so there's that. I love you all. And it's been a journey. You guys have watched me grow, struggle, lose my shit, cry, be happy. Just like all of you guys. You know what I mean? You think that was easy? You think that's an easy choice? You think it's an easy choice for my family? You think, no, but you're getting me. And I do really think I'm really good at what I do, or how I'm breaking something down. If somebody else doesn't understand it, I think you guys will. Because I'm not the average Joe, you know? Just like you guys, not the average Joe. So, Max, you're not supposed to be on the counter. Max, get down. Get down. Kids have been here for, thank you. So the cats are up because, like I said, you know, the parents are gone for 3 weeks. So I don't want to leave Finn by himself either. So I have the cats, you know, the doors open, up and down, up and down. So, yeah. So no hard feelings when you guys throw opinions at me, you know. But we all have to sit back once in a while and realize, like, what's really going on, you know? Like, honestly. To drag you down, you're so convinced. I remember days reaching out to people and being on a rant, and all because I heard it from a tarot reader, and I was already in the funky energy of being frustrated and hurt, and I just assumed this must be what's happening, and then I would just text and lose my shit. Like, I'm so glad. Like, I don't do shit like that anymore. Like, I've learned a lot. And half the time, was it really even happening? Because I literally assumed it was happening. Because he or she was telling my story. You know, and then when it's said and done, and I look back and how I learned to read cards, it's like, holy shit. You know, we stay in this preconceived conception of one thing, and it really screws us over sometimes, you know? So if I ever get frustrated like that, I really do try to sit back, unless I know I'm standing my ground, and if I'm going to battle with you, I'm going to choose to battle with you for a little while, but eventually, you know, I will shut it down. And you will get ample warnings before I shut it down. And maybe that's my own fault, because that person would be like, well, how many times does he or she have to say they're leaving and they're out, you know? But people can pick up on other people's energy. So it's really the other person's fault for not really addressing something and thinking they had somebody right where they wanted them, because it just is not the case, you know? So there's that. I need a little ice in my coffee. I need a little Monica in my life. So, and, you know, another thing too, I can always relate to this, but when I have a lot going on in my life and I throw my story and I throw cards on my situation, it really is different than the situation that I read. So it's sometimes even harder for me because I know I can relate to certain stuff too, and when I place it all together, I'm like, how did I not see it? You know? But energy is, you know, it's astrology. It's based off planets astrology. People have been following astrology forever, times like cavemen, you know? It's baffling that people can believe in energy but not believe in tarot or taboo stuff. And I've had this conversation with you a couple of years ago too. But I'm not going to judge. But it's just, or feel the need to explain. But to that particular individual or individuals, but to you guys, because it is part of us. And it is important how we look at something. And we're already fully aware of that anyway. So there's not one reading that will go by where you can't go back and be like, and find one thing in that reading. Whether it had to do with you, a coworker, a friend, a child. We were talking about triggers the other day in one of the readings, and it was like drama. And I was like, oh man, fucking leave me out of that. Lonnie comes through the door ranting and raving. I get a text message, this just happened. I got another text message regarding my daughter's friend. He was losing his shit about something because his daughter felt left out, and just real like, and then, you know, my friend's friend, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's like I can't even escape it. You know, I escape my own stuff, but there's still always something with somebody else, okay? So, and I really don't think I want to read tarot differently. I've been saying that to you, but I can't express enough, you know, that we get stuck in certain situations, and we're blinded, and that modern day tarot is just, the tool is just not being used properly. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to the Bible and certain stuff, why people think it's so taboo, is because when it was first being used, and I've said this before, it's dark energy always comes through first, and for a while until you battle it. And a lot of people, you know, way back when, I don't know for sure, but, you know, my opinion, I could surely say a lot of people will start this and then stop it because of fear and dark energy and yada yada. And some of the gods experienced it and were just like, no way, you know. But as society grew in years, it became more good because people could see the good in Wiccans and all this other stuff. And you know, you're not burning the witches on the stake anymore. And now we realize it's magical to us, but it's nature's earth and soil and ground that we're using, you know. And it's the same thing a doctor would do, just our side is more homeopathic. You know what I mean? If you use an ill intent towards something in spells, that's, you know, that's different. But I just kind of feel like, I think the people who experienced it way back in the day, it was just scary for them because it was so dead on. But then it's also attached to darkness, and it takes a while to push through darkness. So for somebody to have a few experiences and it come true, but then it's followed by dark or evil, you know, which is dark, it's not really evil, you know. It's like, whoa, not doing that, you know. And it's unfortunate it got carried down generation and generation and in the world, you know. That's just my opinion, because I've experienced it. It's just the way it is. You always got to battle the dark and your demons before the light comes. And I've said to this day, I don't know where I'd be without the dark, and those are demons. And it's not demons that go in my own battles. I'm talking demonic shit, spiritual shit, you know? Freaky shit. Spiritual attack, like shit. You all know what I'm talking about. So when people are like, I can't believe you can pick up a tarot deck. Well, you know what? You have no idea what that individual went through to actually get to where they're at. Because I guarantee you couldn't even fucking hack it. I guarantee the other person that has something so taboo to say about something, a belief, well, not even a belief, taboo, spirituality, you know, they could never hack it. It's not a thing. You know, they would run and hide or end up in an insane asylum. I'm telling you, you know, it is not easy. And I was extremely careful. I didn't let the kids start even touching my cards or even coming in my room or until I battled all of that. You know, it's tough, guys. It's tough. And it's not just dark, I think, like how people think. I mean, it's scary. But I'm so glad I have the dark now, because the light is great and I have that balance. But I'll tell you, like, if there was a fire or an intruder or certain stuff and you have spirits that got your back, some of that energy, you're going to want the dark, not just the light, to battle on your behalf. I'm telling you. I know it sounds nuts, but it's true. Like, for example, we were plugging something into Caden's tablet, notebook, whatever it is. And he's like, oh, I think it smoked. It's like, I don't know, it smells bad. And I'm like, all right, we'll give it a few minutes. I brought it in my room, and I used my other charger, and I plugged it in, and it was late. And I laid back in bed, and something just told me, like, no. Like, I got the goosebumps, like, no, like, it didn't smell nothing. I checked it out. I'm like, it's fine. Like, I stayed with it for like 30 seconds. I'm like, it must just been like a fluke thing. And I was like, you know what? It's late. Like, I don't know. Something just told me. And it wasn't even my intuition. It was like, not like screaming I could physically hear, but it was like, no fucking way. You know, like, no fucking way. So I went back and I unplugged it. And when I did, I still have the burn mark. I was like, holy shit. Like, completely melted. I mean, it was probably only moments before it went to the wall and started an electrical fire, or, you know, the tablet itself blew up. You never know, you know, but it's that type of protection. And, you know, people are like, oh my God, that was a miracle, or, wow, you really lucked out. Like, there's no such thing as luck, you know, it's what's meant is what's meant. And I don't even really know how to explain it. So it just kind of blows my mind that someone can believe in energy. And trust me, I'm not saying this because of my own scenario, because it's not the first time it came up. But I believe I talked about this 2 years with you. It's like, how can someone believe in this, or believe in a Kundalini awakening, or believe in past lives, but not okay to believe in tarot cards, or, you know, magic? I don't understand that part. But that's not for me to understand, you know? No. Ghost stories and places being haunted and coming in, and I know this is haunted. How do you believe in that, but not certain aspects? Like, does that make sense to you guys? And I remember having this conversation a couple years ago. Like, where do you draw the line there? Because it's all in the same realm of spirituality and magic and ghosts, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, I feel my grandmother, or I feel this, or I know they were with me, or you experience, you know, life experiences or tragedy, or like your life flashes in front of your eyes, and you can believe in that stuff, but you can't believe in cards. You can't believe in pagans. Like, I know it all makes sense to you guys. We're spiritual though. So where do you think on the other end, how can one person believe in one part of spirituality but not the other one? That's like taking a Bible and splitting it and be like, I believe in these verses, but I don't believe in all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that kind of like always is like, so I wonder if it's like, I wonder if it's just part of conditioning too. You know what I mean? Fear, or what people told you as they got older or you grew up. It's probably conditioning, but I'm not sure. You know, and a lot of it might be fear. That's how people interpret religion the same way. Right. So, yeah. I always want, like, how can you believe in that and past lives and this and that, but you can't believe in cards when you see them flying out of the deck, or they're reading your story, but you want to prove it wrong when you know that you can't? But you want to take what you're seeing or hearing and prove somebody wrong. It's just, you're manipulating it. You're trying to play games. You're trying to work with it. You're only going to fuck yourself over. At that point, whether you realize it or not, whether you're spiritual or not, you're literally bringing dark energy into your life. Like, people just don't get it. You know? So it's just one part, like, I don't know if I'm talking about it because I brought it up. It's not anything I'm like dwelling on, but there's just, I do remember having this conversation with you 2 years ago and being like, I don't get it. It's all in the same realm. It's all the same, it's energy, it's deceased, it's, you know, I don't know. Must be fear. There's gotta be fear attached to that. There's gotta be. I don't know. I guess you're either a believer or you're not, you know? I guess is what it really boils down to. I forgot to get ice. And somebody mentioned the Halloween deck. Yeah, that's fun. I don't have it up here. I just don't get like, oh, the universe is talking to me. Oh, good thing somebody was watching over me. But yet you can't believe in homeopathic shit or magic or, you know. When you can physically see things. But what do you just train your eye to be blinded to it? Oh, that could have been this, it could have been that. Like, just non-believers. I guess there's really no explanation. There's just non-believers, you know? But for those who work with tarot cards, I'll tell you, I give you a lot of credit, because to get there is not easy. You could be in a good place and have one deck, and you will experience dark energy. It's just, it's not a question. You have to get in tune with your deck, you know? Yeah, I know. I guess they're just not believers. Nothing you can do about it. Maxi Poo. Oh, and Patreon was uploaded. I did an update on fire because out of all the elements, fire was the shortest, but it was the clearest. So I think I just did like a 7-minute update on that one. And then the Souls contract is up and posted. Just FYI. Yeah, wall light, wall shadow, yeah. Got a good side, you got a bad side. Yeah. You can feel energy, especially people that are like sensitive. Oh, I can feel people, I can read people. That's spiritual abilities. That's intuition. That's energy. You can't feel it. You feel energy. The energy is the trigger. It's energy. I don't know. But I think it's important for me to also say, if they're non-believers, they're non-believers, okay? And that has to do with belief, cultural differences. It has to do with everything, you know what I mean? Like your family, you know, Muslim. Oh, you want to date a Vietnamese guy? Like, you crazy? And belief too, oh, you're Jewish, you know, and oh, you want to date, you know, someone who's Catholic. Like it is what it is. Everyone has their own battles. And I think it's crazy to let go of what you love and what you want and desire, because it does boil down to other people's opinion and how they perceive you. Because at the end of the day, if it really was truly about you and love, there would be absolutely no hesitation. And the two of you had already found each other, you know? And if it doesn't, you know, can't free yourself like that, or it doesn't work out, or the parents don't do this, like, that's your own karma within your family that needs to be addressed. And a lot of people just can't hack it, you know? It's tough. And for somebody to be like, it's not that, it's not that. No, it sure the fuck is that. 100%. That is the problem. Because once you get to the point of you don't give a fuck about somebody else's opinion, you don't give a fuck. You will try to make them more comfortable, but you won't overextend at all. And you shouldn't, and nobody should. Oh, but that's my mother. So? What did your mother do that's so special? Because right now she's keeping you from something you want. And I'm not talking as a teenager, a grown-ass adult. Your brain is developed. You're fully aware of situations. Oh, I wasn't raised this way. I've had lack of parenting, lack of love, or you want to keep making excuses for yourself. You're gonna lose out in life. It's a hard battle, but that was something you were meant to battle. And love and money are the two most powerful things on this planet. You're gonna let someone else take it from you? It's foolish. No matter the dynamics, it's foolish. Because you're literally putting other people before your own happiness. And if you're put in that situation, I really hope you take yourself out of that situation. Because there will be no growth. And that is the truth. And that's not my experiences. That's proven through history. So, next 2448, you know. Let's just see what we're looking at. So how I'm gonna read this, what are we at, 50? How I'm going to read this is actually not what Spirit wants you to know, what Spirit's working on. And then I will clarify in different ways, okay? So, say for instance, trust comes out. Spirit wants you to trust a situation. It might not be the situation that's not going good. It might be trust you left a good situation and you're going in a new direction. It really just depends, unless when I clarify, it's like, okay, so here's a scenario, and there might be a turnaround. You know what I'm saying? So I more or less want you to know kind of like what the universe has in store for like the collective. And mind you, it's a new moon, okay? So new is not easy, change is not easy. But you gotta stay determined, okay? So this will be a love read. I am using Romance Angels. And I have a feeling a lot of you are starting to feel with the Tower and certain cards, you're starting to feel like Spirit's either got your back or I can tell. Whether it's through emotional release, crying, or anger, or Spirit playing takeaway, because they'll take away. They'll take away work, money, friends, family. They will take away. They will put you in a very dark place. And if you've been holding on, you've already been in a dark place. So things are not going to be like that great. And we're going into the Scorpio full moon. I don't mean to laugh, but man, that's tough. That's tough. Because that's rebirth. So Spirit will get you on track. And it's probably going to be pretty harsh until... But you can turn around that energy. Don't get me wrong, guys. You can realize and acknowledge and accept your own faults and move forward. You can turn that energy around versus sitting in it. There's no question. And Gemini's, Mercury's going to go retro in Gemini. Great. My Mercury is in Cancer, but I got a lot of Gemini too. So it'll probably be fine for me, even if it's emotional communication, because I'm a Cancer anyway, right? So I'm always that person. I feel like this, I feel like that, you know? And Gemini is a great, I almost said planet, the ruler, but like it's a good house too. So it should be okay. You know what I mean? But full moons in Scorpio are a little brutal. Any full moon in anything, but Scorpio, you know, it's dark, it's depth, you know. It's rebirth. It's the rise of the phoenix. And you have Aries season on top of it. And it's the year of the Aquarius. I just saw like the Chinese Zodiac. So I don't know if some of you follow Vedic. You might want to pull up your Vedic chart to kind of see how they're going to interact. Because no matter where you are in the world, it's still the same astrology, right? But depending on where the planets are positioned and transited, it could be really smooth for you, it could be really ugly. So let's see what Spirit's working on in the next couple days. And then again, like as I clarify, it's what you make it, okay? So stay optimistic about your love life. You got romantic feelings. So I don't know if there's been like a little negativity towards something. Let go of control issues. So I don't know if you're trying to control a situation. Thanks, Max. Man. Oh, you're very welcome, sweetie. So this can go a couple different ways. I'll pull 3 more. You could have had, so you have divine timing and religious factors that came out together. Okay, so again, that could be an issue with belief, or it could be spirituality will actually bring you together. Divine timing, again, it's something either within your chart or the transits that's just meant to go down. Everyone's like, oh, divine timing. I believe in divine timing, but I want to be extremely clear, okay, with my belief behind timing. It's your blueprint, guys. It's whatever is meant for you at that time, regardless of how you look at something. You might not be happy you're waiting. You might not be happy something's at your door. You might like feel like you're not ready for this and you're not ready for that, and you came in at the wrong time, and that's bullshit. If you're confronted with something, it is the perfect time for you to be confronted with it. It's how you handle the situation, and that is facts. When people use timing as a tool like that, it's bullshit. You're setting yourself back. It does depend on a situation. Like, say you're studying for something, or, you know, even then sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not ready. Well, it's still time. You gotta take the test. You either pass or you fail, you know? So to me, I know as a reader and a watcher for a while, when divine timing came up, it could be extremely frustrating at times too. But this is basically saying, in my eyes, you know, you're protected, you're guided, like, it's, no matter if it's good or bad, it was just meant at that time. And it's, again, it's what you do with it, you know. It just pulled me to something else. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Like, how can you say, oh, this is bad timing, but yet still entertain something? Or this is the right time, but somebody else isn't ready. Like, you're just contradicting yourself. Like, I mean, honestly, like, truly, there's no time. There's only so much time you have to live. You know what I mean? So, and we all know, you know, life can be short. Your time, your soul could be here for a short time or a long time. So I don't like when people use time. To me, it's an excuse. Time for this, time for that. No, time, really? Because are you working on things in between? Are you actually doing what needs to be done? Because if you were, you wouldn't have timing. Timing wouldn't be an issue. Like, hope I'm explaining that right. Because I know a lot of people, when they see this card initially, and when I started reading, okay, I was like, yes. And then eventually I'd be like, oh, divine timing sucks. Because it's always waiting, you know? But it's what's going on in your blueprint, your birth chart. Certain transits need to take place, certain things, okay? If something's worth waiting for, then it's something way more practical than a love situation, guys. Because waiting for anyone when there's something not reciprocated is not a thing. And spirit would not want you to, okay? So when worth waiting for comes out, it's something practical. You're waiting to hear from a job. It's practicality, okay? Don't place worth waiting for on a relationship. Oh, I can't wait for my boyfriend to get out of jail in 6 months. My life's gonna turn around, blah, 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 blah. You really think Spirit wants you waiting? Somebody did something illegal. Yeah, people can learn from their mistakes, but like, Spirit is never gonna want you to wait around. Ever. Ever. It's a waste of time. There's only so much time. That's why I say, like, with love and healing, yes, healing, that type of stuff takes time. But it doesn't mean you stop everything in between because you're going through something, you know? So don't make excuses for that. I really want you to look at timing differently. If two people really love each other, nothing holds that back. You don't waste time. So when this comes out, guys, it's more of a practical thing, waiting to hear back from a job, waiting to hear back from a friend, or wait, you know what I'm saying? Not, you don't wait. Love doesn't wait, guys. Unless this is like your guy or girl is across seas, you know, but even then, you know, you're writing back and forth, you're pen paling, like that wouldn't come up with religious factors if that was the case. So you really have to be practical when someone uses time for an excuse. In their head, it's an excuse. But in reality, time does not wait for anyone. I wish I had more time when somebody passes away. Yeah? What were you doing wasting it on? Being sad for 4 years? Blowing your money for the last 10 years? Being a player? Being a hoe? What were you wasting it on? You know? So I can't express enough when worth waiting for comes out. You know, time does not stop. Time is now. Okay? You probably waited for something, it could be a wish, a dream, anything. Something practical, okay? Not something that's controlling your brain. I almost just had an idea of taking decks and explaining and teaching the way I learned. So that way when you go and watch tarot, you can look at something differently. But I also don't want to bash people's decks. Because I've been saying for 3 years now, Dorian Virtue is going to come back and be like, what the fuck are you doing with my deck? Like married, and the married card and the friends that help or something, those are always like, no fucking way. There's never anything good when those cards come out, and other readers will be like, oh, going to the chapel and you're gonna get married. No, fuck you're not. Fuck no, you're not. Okay? But I don't think I can necessarily do that to people. So it'd be the same thing as doing YouTube war, you know? But she definitely had a different intent, okay? But she was also very practical and aware of other people's decks and how people would read it. And some people really just want to make money off of their decks, you know? They go from this, from that, to this, to that, and they just, you know, you guys want to get sucked into certain things, decks can suck you in, you know? But I just, you know, I'll tell you, like, with this staying optimistic about your love life, you know, positive thinking. So obviously there's negativity, all right? There's some type of offering, okay? And it doesn't need to be from a person. But you have romantic feelings. Your feelings are worth exploring. So, I mean, there's something. And right now we do have to link it to love because it is a love deck. But just because it's romantic feelings does not mean that you ignore red flags, that you ignore the control issues. Because when you're together, yeah, you have that magnetism, right? But then, like, as soon as you're like, you know, then there's just one more thing. And, you know, somebody trying to control a situation, putting a halt to things when something should be unfolding naturally, you know? So to me, like, these are like good cards and they're not awful and they want you to stay optimistic, but you also have to be practical about how you're interpreting this, you know? Because to me, if this was my story just off of these cards, yeah, I'm trying to stay more optimistic. I am being positive. You know, what's meant for me will come. I know I have this situation, but, you know, when it's said and done and it's the next day, it goes into this. And somebody wants you to wait, or you're going to wait, but there's a major cultural or belief difference here. Or you could actually meet somebody who's going to be like-minded. So maybe you should let go of trying to control the way something's going to play out, so this can come in. You know, it's stuff like that. All right. So, but again, the way I'm reading this is what they're working on. Okay. In the next few days, what they want you to recognize. Okay. When I clarify, the scenario is going to be way different. It's not going to be lovey-dovey. Even if you were madly in love, there's still going to be something underlined. There's no such thing as magically just being in love and there's never an issue. It's no such thing. That's why it's categorized as a fairy tale. You want your fairy tale? You got to work through some shit. You can't sweep it under the rug. You cannot not address something, you know? So I think it's very important. I had to stop for a second and explain worth waiting for, because I do not advocate waiting. This could be you're waiting to hear back whether you're going to be a priest, something more practical. You got to put practicality behind that one, okay? Not necessarily faith and hope. And I've had this discussion. It's always great to have faith and hope, you know, but you have to be practical with it too. Oh, I hope this is going to work out, so I'm just going to have the faith. And sometimes when you do that, you get dragged right through the mud. But my faith kept it alive. Well, but okay, enough said. Two more, please. Soulmate. So there is a soulmate around, but we all have multiple soulmates. Okay, so this isn't a shock. Ooh, wedding and career and finances came out together. Okay. Oh, and unrequited love at the bottom of the deck. See what I'm saying? Something involves some type of contract. There is not mutual love there. There is zero mutual love there. And you could be hanging on for materialistic reasons with finances and money. You could have been a workaholic and it ruined a marriage, a commitment. You could have been, I almost wanted to use junkie, but not a junkie. You could have been, right? But you could have been constantly, what are those people that are always betting on horses and football games and
Gambler.
A gambler. Thank you, Lonnie. Lonnie's paying attention. So you could be dealing with a gambler in a marriage. These came out together, okay? So somebody is, there's no question, somebody is holding on to a situation where it's just, there's not mutual love, okay? And it looks like someone's job or finances or something got in the way. Or this could be something a little more similar. Or it could be more like someone's in college, you just got married, you know, someone's still going through this, someone's going through that, and it's taking a toll because someone's constantly at work and not home. So I'm telling you right now, finances came out first. Someone put money before love, okay? And there's just not enough love or chemistry or attraction to keep this going. You might be going back and forth, sleeping with each other here and there, or doing this, or you could be staying in a marriage for tax purposes, for the purposes of children, or health insurance, I mean, you name it, anything attached to finances, okay, is taking away from something. You're letting this control, because it's above, you know, let go of control issues. So some of you guys are trying to control a situation, but it's like out of your hands. It's like staying in a rotten marriage for money, you know what I mean? Like some people will just marry into money. You know, raise the family, have the white picket fest, think they have it all, posting it on social media. You know, there's plenty of people like that. But there's no love, not in this scenario. Uncle Safari, hi mama. All right, so, you know, could this possibly be somebody working their ass off to buy an engagement ring? A reader might read it like that way for you, but I'm sure as fuck not, because the next card out is unrequited love. Okay? So don't be like, oh, see what I'm saying? You got to be careful how other readers interpretate things. I mean, I truly can't express that enough, because you could literally have a reader that's like, oh my God, this is great, you know? You done? You guys do not own the street. It's not a thing. Other people are allowed to walk. We all done now? Thank you. You guys, oh, okay. You guys want a treat? You want a treat? Oh, Finny's a good boy. Want a treat? Come on. Finn, treat, come on. Represent an affair at work. You know what I mean? Somebody's already in a commitment, someone's already married, someone's already engaged, but yet is having a work affair. This could be somebody blackmailing because somebody found out. Okay? Be really wary of the readers that are like, someone right now is working their ass off to buy you an engagement ring. Like, stop falling for that shit. If everything else is extremely positive in the read, then yes. And you feel it, then yeah, I want you to believe. Okay? I truly do. But you need to see the cards that are out. You have control issues. You have somebody who wants you to wait, somebody who wants something to go their way. You know, you try to be optimistic. You go from when you're together, it's like, going to the chapel, but then it's like the minute you walk out the door, it's topsy-turvy, okay? And then you have a situation where someone could be married, but there's somebody else in the picture. This doesn't even have to be another lover. This could just be a friend, you know? And this person's like, well, you know, well, this is going really shitty, so why not? You know, this is a lot of attraction between two people here. And I didn't even freaking clarify yet. Are you kidding me? there's definitely a third party, and if everybody's not sleeping together, great, because who wants to swap fucking juices, right? But there's still a problem. There's still a contract, okay? So, and if not, people are not sleeping together and there's not somebody else, I will tell you there's somebody else within a marriage or a certain situation that is thinking about somebody else because they're not content, they're not happy. This is like the Five of Pentacles. And see how there's all this chaos and I'm talking? This is not like, yes, I'm gonna get married. Yes, my situation is awesome. So please be aware of the other cards that are coming out, because some readers will tell the story and not tell you the cards. And they'll give you just enough of the camera shot to see what you're working with, but not know 100%. Is that the Five of Pence? Or is that the Four of Cups? Like you can't tell. It's not close enough for you to see, okay? And a lot of people will just read versus telling you, oh, Five of Pence. I've always done both. Like Natalie, she'll tell you once in a while, but she won't tell you what comes out, what's reversed, what's not. And I still love her style of reading because the majority of her reading is channeling, right? And then there's other readers where they'll just tell you the story. So you have to be aware. Because you would come across a reader that would be like, somebody is working their ass off right now to buy you an engagement ring or to pay for the wedding of your dreams. You met a soulmate. It's so magnetic. Here comes the ring. You're probably both spiritual. This was totally worth waiting for. Yeah, there's a little control issues, but you know, fuck it. It's not anything you can't work through. Because that's a fact. There's readers like that that would just keep on coming. Okay, so I mean, fuck, this is something that could have happened 20 years ago. You know, you got married, you got divorced, you're meeting somebody, but there's somebody else in the picture, or there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, place this where you need to place it, but please be realistic about your situation, because Spirit would never tell you to wait, ever, ever. And if somebody has to work through their own shit, let them work through their own shit. Don't be part of that unless you're working on things together. I can't express that enough. If you're struggling like this, but people want to work on something, then yeah, there's a good possibility you can get through this. But you have to address it. So to me, you're aware. We got the 3 A's: aware, acknowledgement, and acceptance. Okay? Somewhere, probably the 4th step would be address it. Okay? So now we have 4 A's. And these aren't A pluses. Okay? So I'm telling you right now, this is a work affair. It's some type of affair. Somebody met somebody else. Spirit's like, it's worth exploring. So you're clearly unhappy in a situation. And if there's not somebody else, work can be holding you back if this is one person. This could be simply just work holding you back with your soulmate. And you have to make choices. You have a boss that's controlling your schedule. Okay? I mean, there's so many ways to look at this. So many ways. But there's nothing here. I mean, yeah, Spirit wants you to stay optimistic. All right. But I mean, there's nothing here. This is like a reading that would like drag you down, okay, versus pick you up. So in cases like this, you need someone else to have you look at something differently so you can pick yourself up. So you're not in this stagnant situation. Because this is a stagnant situation. This is other people getting in the way, whether it's another lover or it's work. I mean, it's that clear, okay? So let's not be naive and let's be extremely practical when you see worth waiting for come out instead of being bent out of shape. Place yourself in that read, because the whole entire read sounds like your story. But you got to be able to tell yourself, that doesn't sound like me, and take that out. And it's really hard to do that when it's already embedded in your brain because you heard it being said, spoken, right? So, and again, I'm not, you know, I've told you this before, I should probably read cards in a negative way. I probably should read cards like this so people can wake up, okay, and see what they're not seeing. Because I'm telling you right now, if I just started watching tarot and this was me in the very beginning when a catalyst came in and woke me up, I'm going to tell you right now, this is how I read it in my situation. Yep, worth waiting for. Kundalini sex, so many things. I would instantly be like, yep, this person's spiritual, it's a given. I know it's mutual feelings, you know, like, man, this could be the man I actually marry. Like, I know there's some control issues here, but, you know, it's nothing we can't work through. Like, honest to God, that's how I would read this if I had just started reading again and I was dealing with my catalyst. Why? Because your brain is consumed. And it's also consumed by other readers. And I can say that. You don't just watch one tarot reader. You might now, right, if you've been with me for a long time. But in the beginning, you sure as fuck just didn't watch one reader. I know you didn't. I was hooked. I was a tarot junkie. Hooked. Okay? So I ain't fucking with you. I understand how you can take this because no one's reading it a different way for you. And you only want to see what you want to see. But in reality, this could be somebody going all through this and it has nothing to do with you. And they're trying real hard to stay optimistic because they want something else. But you know what? If they want it that bad, find your way out of this disaster. Because right now, this is stagnant energy. Stagnant. This is ongoing. This is nobody trying to find their way out of any scenario. And even if you're working on a divorce and you met somebody new or there's this going on, you still wouldn't wait. You still wouldn't not address it. If you got feelings for somebody and it's this strong, why is it not being addressed? Okay? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It goes way deeper than just what's on the board. It's whatever, how you relate to something. There's no question. But what I see clearly is there is some type of offer. They want you to stay positive. And it might not be from this person that you are involved with. And I am going to read this as a third party. But it does not need to be people sleeping with people. Or it does not need to be an ex-wife, ex-husband, or an ex-girlfriend or a boyfriend. This could be a boss. This could be work interfering. Your schedule interfering. Okay? So when I say there's multiple people, you have to place it. If you know it's just you and this other person, then there's still a friend, a coworker, a family member, a boss. There's still something interfering. And it needs to be nipped in the butt. And if somebody's not willing to nip something in the butt with you or address something, then don't take this read as a positive thing. Because it's not. There's nothing here that says, I'm happy. Nothing. Okay? If you just ended a situation or took up an offer, dating, there could be some happiness here. Okay? And it was worth everything you went through on a practical playing field. Okay? And you held off for something that you wanted and believed in because of your integrity and your morals. Don't let past issues of past relationships or past marriage prevent you from moving forward. So that can be positive. Okay? But I'm telling you, with finances, career, and wedding and unrequited love, the last card's out, this is not a good scenario. This is somebody letting somebody else interfere with their own happiness, because there's happy here. And whether it's actually physically happening or it's fantasy, because you know you're not happy in a situation and you want more. Oh, I've been married for 20 years. I remember what it used to be like when we felt that way. But now it's like this. Well, address it. Instead of just working and not addressing it, address it. Because you're trying to control emotions. You're trying to control how something's unfolding. There's nothing natural about this situation. Except for maybe when you're with one particular person, or you're thinking about one particular person, but that doesn't cut it. And yeah, emotional cheating is even worse, you know? I've been seeing that back and forth all damn day. I've been seeing that in readings, emotional cheating. One person talking to another person, keeping both things alive, hurting all sides of the story. They don't give a fuck. So that's when you gotta give a fuck, you know? So, when I do clarify, I'm telling you, like, obviously that's the downside, because it's what's happening, and nobody wants to face reality sometimes. Because this scenario is not being faced. Even if you're going, because I just saw justice, even if there's divorce papers or an end of a contract with work, even if you're working on that, it doesn't matter. This is still stagnant, because there's something else that you want more, but you're not letting it happen because you're controlling something. See what I'm saying? So there's still something stagnant here. It just depends. It's you holding yourself back from something. Or if it's not you, okay, it's somebody you're dealing with. And if this was me, maybe I'm trying to control how my work goes, and, you know, I got a checklist on who I want to marry next, and I'd be being really anal. But I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to be practical. But I certainly wouldn't be here fantasizing about this and how I can incorporate finances and marriage. Like, I wouldn't even think that far out. Like, so if this was even illusionary energy, it's not practical. I wouldn't even think that far out. Can I do this? Can I do that? I mean, if you're mentally doing that to yourself, there's something traumatic that happened way before this even came into play. And that's the truth. I think a lot of you, there could have been an ending here because there's something new. It's the first card out. There's something new. There's an offering. She's got a reef. You could have been dealing with this situation because, for real, her back is turned towards all this energy, him or her. You know what I'm saying? So this could be something that you were dealing with, but here's the deal. This person is still in your energy because it's just something that went down. Whether you're talking or not, it's energy. Energy stays with you for a while, and especially if you're sleeping together. Your DNA, when it goes into one human being to the other, it stays in your body, and it messes with your energy, good or bad, for I think 5 weeks or more. It's proven. It's scientific. And it does mess with your energy. It messes with a woman's everything. But we can usually balance it out, you know, but it is linked to our emotions too. It's all proven. Okay? I think it's might be even longer than that, to be honest with you. It could even be 90 days. Thank you, Amy. Okay? There you go. You know? So even if you turn your back to a situation, this energy is still within you. Or it's in your aura. That's why it's so important to cleanse, because energy, stagnant energy, stays within your aura. Okay? I almost feel the need not even to actually clarify. I really like the clarity and the stories and stuff I'm seeing and the advice I'm giving you. honestly, it's all that's needed, to be quite frank with you. I mean, I'll clarify some things because I know some of you are like, Courtney, I love you, but I still want to know if something's over or on. Like, I get it, right? But that's also telling me you're not really focused on what I'm saying. Because if you were really focused on what I'm saying, you'd be in a different mind frame right now. And it wouldn't be, I need to know, I need to know. Because if you're still, I need to know and I need to know, and you don't even realize what you're doing. You're keeping yourself trapped. And nothing will benefit you. Nothing. Until you pick up on that. I ain't shitting you. I'm not trying to take you down a notch. I just want you to be aware. You know, because I guarantee there's some of you, thousands will watch and be like, I can't believe she just said that. I hope she clarifies. Think about that for a second. Honestly. Because what I just read should be enough to make you really kind of change your perspective or look at something differently. Honestly. Because I just read almost every single scenario that there could be. And I'm telling you, when I clarify this, I'm telling you, there's not really anything positive here. Even if there's an ending, you might be happy, but it's still not positive on their end. So it's still going to affect you. But please don't let somebody else affect your energy. See what I'm saying? Because you had to have been sleeping with somebody. This energy is beautiful. And if you weren't, you're still keeping something alive through dreams, through masturbation, through something. And that can set you back too. Especially if you want to be with somebody and you're fantasizing, that can set you back because it keeps you in that headspace. And now you're including it in masturbation. So you're mentally fucking with yourself in different ways. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not sleeping with nobody, you're thinking about somebody. Whether it's a person in particular or it's just fantasy. But that fantasy is still keeping you stagnant. If you're really ready to move on and this and that, like, you wouldn't fantasize that way. See, I did that a couple of years ago, realized I just stopped. Yeah. I want to keep this very realistic for you. Because it's not realistic to fantasize about this. Because there's a bigger issue. I'm going to throw you a couple of these so you can realize, because this is stagnant, so this involves the past, whether it's 5 days ago, 5 years ago, or 50 years ago. And I'm going to let you see why some people still hold on to this energy. Because even if you let go, it doesn't mean somebody else let go. It doesn't mean somebody else doesn't think about you. And if you don't shut that down and create your own space and your energy and cleanse yourself, you're holding yourself back. If you're staying attached to situations and communicating with more than one person, like how there's like that energy said, and I've seen that multiple times. Like, somebody's lying about talking to somebody else, and it's an emotional relationship. That's still deception. It's still wrong. It's still manipulation, and it's not cool. And karma will bite you in the ass. I can't stop thinking about you. Bingo. You know? I hide behind material things. Maybe somebody puts more work and energy into materialistic things than love, okay? Because they don't want to face their own problems, because they can't control a situation. but they can control how they work, their work ethic. But again, that's just avoiding the bigger problem. And other readers would be like, oh yeah, look at that. You still got somebody thinking about you. They want to come back. And if something ended, why do you want to take something back? If it ended, it didn't work. They're going to choose me. I know it. Okay. They would have already fucking chose you. If they chose to keep you in the dark, that's still a fucking problem. It's time for me to heal now. Okay? Somebody needs to heal. But how can you heal when you can't stop thinking about something? I hope you can forgive me. So this is an energy that's like, will they forgive me? Will they not? Can I make another move? If I make this move, will this person forgive me? Again, you're not making moves because you're too worried about what somebody else thinks. And this is also telling me that somebody eventually is going to want to come back around. Again, it already ended. Why do you want that person back around? You think that person changed? Because there's nothing on this board that has shifted. Even if you choose another job, you put your foot down, you get a divorce, you're still in the same energy because nobody's moving anything. They're just thinking about what's next or how something can play out. There's no action that goes along with someone's thoughts. It's not a thing that don't work. I just want to clarify it's time for me to heal now, because this could be you, them, the boss, the lover, you know, so many things. I wonder if you're happy without me. See, it's like, how are you healing? How are you physically healing if you're worried about what somebody else thinks? Guys, I need you to pick up on what I'm saying. I'm not being an asshole. I need you to pick up on what I'm saying right this second. How can you heal from a situation if you can't stop thinking about them or how something played out? You keep telling yourself, oh, I can't stop thinking about you and da-da-da-da-da, but I know I need to heal. But I wonder what you're doing. Like, no, that's not a thing. You cannot physically heal if you're wondering if somebody's thinking about you. This is you wondering how other people are going to feel about a situation because of your own guilt, you not following your own path. I am being so realistic with you guys right now. How the fuck can you heal if you're worried about what somebody else thinks? You fucking can't. You are staying consumed with something that did not go down the way you thought it would. Control freak. I'm not saying don't have sympathy for a situation or compassion. But I'm fucking telling you right now. How the fuck can you heal if you're constantly thinking about somebody? I don't know what the fuck you guys are telling yourselves right now. Because you're lying to yourself. You're doing this to yourself. You're letting somebody else's energy stop you from healing. And this is not reciprocated. There's nothing mutual about this situation right now. You may have an inner knowing, but you're not doing what it takes to go after your inner knowing. You're not addressing something to see if you're actually right. And I'm addressing everybody who puts themselves in this situation. I did this with my catalyst for an entire fucking year. I'm surprised he didn't put a fucking restraining order on me. I'm not lying to you. I've been in these situations. Just because it plays out differently doesn't mean yours is more special than the fucking other one. Get fucking real, dude. Or do that. Get fucking realistic with your fucking life right now. You cannot heal if you're still worried about what somebody else is gonna think. I wish things could be different. Then fucking do something about it. Oh, look at somebody. The timing just wasn't right for us. Really? You kept this person in your energy. You kept this person in your life. And you want to make excuses about time. I told you there was something about time. I wish things could be different. No, the fuck you don't. No, you don't. Or this other person doesn't. Because if they did think something would be different, it would have already fucking played out differently. A bada bing, a bada boom. And there's some type of gambler here. I don't know what that's about, but it pulled me back to a gambler. But this could be just a fucking idiot you're dealing with and just gambles with their own feelings. Maybe not even money. Somebody who doesn't know their self-worth. And they want to blame it on the pain from the past and how somebody made them feel. Well, then fucking boo-hoo, dude. Go sit in the fucking corner. If someone's moved the fuck on and you still think that this person thinks about you all the time, it is time for you to wake the fuck up. And maybe they are. But the thing is, they're still not doing anything to pursue you. So you still need to stop and let go and reevaluate what the situation is for you. So, let's see. Stay optimistic about your love life. I feel like that's more positive. I'm just kind of hoping you're not like, I hope this person comes back, because that's not a thing. Okay? So, yeah, and see, it's reversed. You're not changing your perspective, or they're not. Somebody's not having a light bulb moment. Somebody's not seeing things your way. Why? Because someone on the board has control issues. Okay? Yeah, I think you were hoping something would work out, but this could be a marital contract. Okay? This could be someone keeping their options open, hiding things from you. Okay? So, I know spirits kind of like stay more optimistic. All right? But here's the deal. Someone's not. Someone doesn't want to see the light. Someone doesn't want to face reality. Someone needs a reality check, and they're not. They're not. I did just get like a feeling of somebody trying to strategize and work on things, and something's coming your way, and you guys might be really happy. But here's the thing. It's still connected to this. And it's still somebody that's not saying something. There's ignorance behind it, because it's controlling. So again, the Hangman reverse, guys, this is somebody who doesn't want to reflect on their own behavior. It does not want to would rather be negative than positive. Okay, my glass is half full versus, half empty versus half full. So you might be dealing with an optimist and somebody else is a pessimist. Could you work through that? Yeah, not a big deal. But the fact that someone's trying to control a situation is a big deal, because this is under religious factors, and this is a very spiritual card. Okay, so again, you could just, and if it's not about belief, it could just be something as simple as one's an optimist, one's a pessimist. And that's okay. You can still be two peas in a pod, but you have to learn how to compromise. You have to learn how to find the balance. And right now, I'm only seeing it my way. Because if this was upright, this would be somebody like, okay, I should be changing my perspective. I should be looking at something differently. But they're not. So I don't know if this is, will I get rejected? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what's going through everybody's head at a certain time, but I will tell you, you can't manifest positivity through negativity. It's not a thing. And the magician's been out for months. So it's like somebody manifested something, but then didn't go after what they manifested. Somebody had the opportunity and they lost it. And they were smart enough and spiritual enough and practical enough and magical enough to have that opportunity be presented to them. But then they still didn't take the opportunity. They did nothing with it. So like I said, you weren't dealing with an idiot. You were dealing with somebody who knew exactly what they were doing. Whether they get caught up in another situation or not, they got caught up for a very long fucking time. Too long. Because somebody was smarter than the other fucking person and shut it down. And don't look at like this is my story that I told you the other day like that. Okay? Me and this other person are extremely fucking smart. This is games. This is one-sided. Tell me about romantic feelings. Yeah, so somebody needs the strength to tell somebody how they feel. But the devil was lurking. So somebody still doesn't have the strength to tell you how they feel. And don't make excuses for other people. Say this is this person, I can't stop thinking about you, but I need to heal and I need to do this and I need to do that. I gotta go on my own journey. Don't give me, I gotta go on my own journey bullshit, because I am the queen of fucking journeys. I know how journeys work. I can see the fake ones all over social media. Oh, and I climbed a mountain and I did yoga and this spiritual journey is awesome. Then you're not on a real journey, okay? Stop fucking kidding yourself and telling yourself you're on a journey here, okay? Because you're not. We're all on our own journeys, but you're not doing anything to get on your journey. And you feel like you need to heal first. You got the Fool here. So it's like you feel like you have to heal first. Like you need your strength to jump on your journey or go in a new direction. No, you're wrong. You're wasting time. You're controlling a situation. Controlling what comes out of your mouth. Holding yourself back. This is why the devil's lurking, because in the strength cards, you're holding the line back, right? That's control. You have someone here trying to control how they feel. This is somebody who's not telling you how they feel. And that's wrong. And this has a lot to do with fear. The devil and strength, it's fear. But you know what? This energy is not trying to change. The hangman is reversed. This energy is not trying to see anything differently except for their own way. You have 4 cards that talk about control right now. Let go of control issues. Controlling by not talking about something, not telling someone something, holding themselves back, a one-sided situation. Something's not gonna go my way, so until I know it's gonna go my way, I ain't doing or saying jack shit. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll see how far you succeed in life. You may succeed in other areas, but you sure as fuck ain't gonna succeed in this one. You're wasting time. You're literally wasting time, whoever this read is for. You're wasting precious time. Please look at something differently. Please have the strength to tell somebody how you feel. Please let go of control issues. Please work on things. Life is not easy. But if you're not going to attempt to work on things and you're only going to see it your way, then this is your life. This is a straight up settler. And all for the wrong reasons. Tell me to let go of control issues. And if this isn't you, this could be your boss. But you're still letting your boss or your ex-wife or your ex-husband or your current wife, your current husband, your current boss control how something plays out. But again, why do you want to be with an energy who can't do something for themselves and are going to let other people interfere? And they know other people were interfering. It's a given. You just didn't give a fuck. You would get fed. Tell me about let go of control issues. So this is somebody who just has to play out their way. And that's it. Somebody could have left a marriage because somebody was too controlling. Look at King of Pence reversed. This is somebody who is normally extremely solid, intelligent, practical, got money in the bank, works really hard, can be an entrepreneur, an excellent husband, excellent father. I mean, the qualities are endless. But right now, this is somebody who's not doing anything. This is somebody who's not grounded. There's no balance. Again, my way or the highway. This is a one-sided situation, no matter who it is, right? And somebody probably walked away. And I don't see this king walking away because they're the ones trying to control the situation, him or her. This is somebody else that walked away from this situation because somebody was extremely controlling. Or this is you that just currently walked away from a situation because somebody was extremely controlling and only sees things their way. Okay? So, tell me worth waiting for. So there's a path. So somebody knows somebody else is worth something, but it's when they decide to make the decision. And if it's not that, this is Spirit saying you need to make the decision because you're juggling and that's going to get you nowhere. A decision needs to be made. Because if a decision is not made, I'm telling you right now, the next card out, the tower, the universe is going to smack the tower on top of that card. This is somebody who makes a decision and has that one wand in the world in their hand. This is somebody who knows what they want and should go after it. But they're waiting for perfect timing. There's no such thing as perfect timing. It's so weird how, I don't want to judge, but it's like making somebody wait or having something worked on first before I can address this. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this person's making you wait. They know what they want, and it's selfish. Or were they making you wait until you changed your beliefs? Were they making you wait until you looked at something differently? Like, this is somebody who's just juggling. This energy is not grounded. It's very controlling. It's very manipulative. They know what they want, but they're making you wait, or they're waiting. And for what? Until they're done juggling something? Until somebody changes their mind about their own beliefs? And this doesn't have to be spirituality. This could be just your morals. You know? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like they put a dead halt on it. Oh, but they're still thinking about you. But like, they put a dead halt on it. Like, this is it's like ignorance until something kind of goes their way, whether it's a person, place, a thing. It's like, I want it, but I'm not going after it. Wasting your life, wasting your time, wasting your own energy. Other people are feeling pain, sorrow. Like, it's just, and this could be Spirit saying, going in a new direction. Because you notice how these two cards, like this one, the back is turned towards all this. You're not changing your mind because you know exactly what you just dealt with, okay? Worth waiting for, huh? Yeah, okay. I'm going to stand real fucking strong in my beliefs. I don't care who the fuck you were. Because if you were that important, my back would not be turned. For realsies. Tell me about religious factors. Someone's, there seems to be two individuals that are extremely independent, okay? I don't know who the other person is, because there's another person, whether it's a marriage or a boss, okay? This could be a boss too, or a friend. But there's two very independent people butting heads, but one is truly standing in their belief and the other one is just doing it to control a situation. So that's not cool. One's taking their individuality and their morals and standing firm, and it's going to work for that energy, okay? Because you got the Ace of Cups with religious factors. Self-love. It's probably a really good idea, whoever this is, that you turn your back and you're going in a new direction. To me, this is saying, fuck no, I am not changing my mind. Seriously, backs turned to all this bullshit. When you were together, yeah, it was amazing, right? But that doesn't cut it because there's all this. I think that cut it for a while. But back is turned. Back is turned. I honestly feel like this is self-love. Fuck no, I am not changing my mind. I'm worth it. I know what I want. Like, that's it. It's self-worth. That's not being stubborn. That's knowing exactly what you want. That is mastering. Not your emotions, I don't know, it's mastering, right? It's you're standing up for your own belief, morals, independence. It's self-worth, self-love. You can't ask for anything more in life. You will get far with that type of mastery. You will. You don't need anybody to come in and change your mind. This is somebody, you're dealing with somebody who's very ungrounded. And it's not because they need to heal. It's because they're trying to control how something goes down. This one may fear this one. This one may be in a bad marriage or had a bad marriage and fears because there's depth here. There's a soul connection here. But something was toxic. And it was probably this person with that depth the two of you shared, but now has self-worth. Standing up for their beliefs, their morals, what they believe in. It doesn't even have to be religious, okay?
How much longer do you think until we go to the grocery store?
Probably about 20 minutes, tops. Do you have a list together?
Well, I'm just trying to decide if I should go to the house first, because I need to go to the house today.
You're just gonna grab a couple things. Is it gonna be quick?
Yeah, I'll be quick, but it's not gonna be 20 minutes quick, because it takes a little more than 10 minutes to get there.
Okay, then go ahead. Drive safe.
Okay, I'll be right back.
My keys are in my purse. I don't know, something just telling me to be very aware of other people, please. Yeah, you can leave loose. Make sure you grab like the romaine lettuce.
Leave her? I was gonna take her.
Oh, I guess that's fine.
I mean, she's just.
Grab what will like, grab what will like wilt. Wilt, like the lettuce, fruit. You
Yeah.
already brought strawberries over. All right, and then I still need you to write the list before we leave. All right, so again, this does not have to be, can you guys hear me? All right, you're still writing, right? Justin, don't be, okay. All right, so this is just standing, it does not even need to be religious or cultural. I love you, drive safe. If you need me, call me.
Okay.
This is just self-worth. This is, you might actually, you want to take FINN?
Really, Mom?
No?
Then I have to bring him inside and everything?
Oh, well, he normally just sits in the car.
That'd be sad.
All right, it's fine. Just,
I'll take him after.
yeah, take him for a walk later. So sorry. What was I saying? See, Finn's being left out, but he'll be fine. He'll take a walk later. So I don't know if somebody's being left out, if there's something petty here. But what the fuck was I saying? This doesn't have to be belief. And then I talked about independent energy. And then I talked about, oh, it was important. Anybody? What did I last say? This could be somebody who, it doesn't have to be belief, it doesn't have to be culture. Just somebody who has enough. All right, well maybe it will come to me. It's just somebody who, you know, just strong. That's not the word I'm looking for. Yeah, standing up for your morals, independence. Yeah, it just standing up for your own belief, what you want. You know, choosing not to battle. You know, knowing your worth. So again, you probably have two very independent, intelligent people. But one is doing it the right way, even if there's pain involved. Because this is not the right way. This is somebody trying to control a situation. And this is somebody who probably put the effort in, because you don't just give up when you find that type of depth, you know? But you know better. It's not saying this person's a bad person. It's just, it is what it is. You know, it's, you know your worth, okay? It's just, you know what you want. And I think people look at people like that, like, oh, you're so strong, or you're so that, or you can be so blah, blah, blah. You have a situation where somebody couldn't control you because you're so independent. And there was no balance. And this energy didn't even try to balance because they were dealing with another scenario. Me, money, marriage, work. They definitely let work interfere with a marriage. Or this is how somebody escapes. Because they're successful. They're really good at what they do. It worked when it came to work. But not when it comes to anything else. You know, to me, you're like, fuck that. Like, for real, like, fuck that. I'm not changing my mind. I know my value. And somebody might just think you're stubborn. Why? Because they only see things their way. You know what I'm saying? Someone's only seeing things their way. They could literally be like, you're being stubborn. Fuck no, I'm not. I'm being strong. At the end of the day, I know what the fuck I want, and it's not this. Especially if somebody was married. Especially if there was an affair at work. Don't tell me I'm fucking stubborn. You know? You were dealing with a toxic situation until you stood up for what you wanted. Because her back's turned too. But this is also this energy not having the strength to tell somebody how they feel. And I wouldn't even say strength. It's fear. But again, not your problem. Tell me about soulmate. So yeah, I mean, yes, this is your soulmate, but you stopped investing. And this tells me you also didn't invest. You let other things get the best of you. You put zero effort into somebody that you know is probably a meant-to-be scenario. You know? You were too busy staring at how something was going to go down and play out in your direction. You didn't put effort into it. And probably because of whatever this is. And if you're physically not married and not getting a divorce, you're letting pain from the past, this could be your parents, you're letting something get in the way of something that was supposed to, that was kind of supposed to come together. I mean, the depth in what you had with somebody is absolutely beautiful. You wasted someone's time. And I know you probably don't want to look at it that way. Or they wasted your time. Even if you had fun, it still boiled down to this scenario. So you still wasted time. You had enough time together to know it was worth it. So again, if this isn't a current scenario, because currently this is saying you're married. You could be married because of money. Or someone's trying to control how something goes. Or you left a marriage. No, there's still a marriage. And either you're arguing over money, like we'll see. But to me, like there's still an attachment here. And you let too many things get in the way. Financial issues are a factor. You could be getting a divorce. Or someone's spending too much. Regardless, this control affected a marriage. Tell me about finances and career. Yeah, the Lovers reversed. But doing nothing about it. So somebody either had a work affair and is straight up lying about it. Refuses to make a decision. This is normally someone makes a decision, but this is they're not making a decision. They're doing nothing. They're thinking about it. So it's not really a decision, because the Lovers reverse would be a decision and a beautiful connection that you had with somebody, okay? But you're not making the decision because you're still thinking about it. So see what I'm saying? Like, there was a work affair, or you let work trump love and it wrecked a marriage. Or it's wrecking a marriage. Or it wrecked this. Or you just let this interfere. Or you're just a fucking workaholic and you're just focused on work and there's no balance with love. Love and money are the most two important things in life. If you can't balance the two of them together, you're fucked. Trust me, I've experienced it. You're fucked. Another reason why I could see why this person's doing that, because this person might have already figured that out. In my case, I would have figured that out. You know what I'm saying? They're the two most important elements. It's just two most powerful things in this world is love, is money. If you can't, I can't express it enough. If you can't find the balance, and this is being ungrounded, if you can't find the balance, it won't fucking work. This is money, this is love. You have two people here that are extremely independent. One's more about money, one's more about love. So you're instantly gonna butt heads. But you have a beautiful connection. You were probably brought together for a lesson or a blessing to find that balance. You notice how it's in the middle? And if you were in a marriage and somebody came in, that was meant to happen. Whether you were spiritual bait or not. Because there wasn't enough love here anyway. You were staying in something. Like I said, settle. There's a settler here. So I'll let you guys jump on real quick before I continue. So, something, can you guys hear me now? Because there was just 100 something of you, and now there's only 69, 68. You're like, thanks, okay. Can you hear me? Can I get some yeses? See, you see, yes, yes, okay, perfect. All right, y'all jumping back on. Now we're at 86, okay, we're going. All right, so I had a phone call, my apologies, okay? And thank you for answering. So, like I said, it's like this person did not make a decision yet. They're still up in the air. They're very ungrounded. Like I was saying, like, this is a situation where someone was more about money and the other person was more about love. It doesn't mean you weren't two peas in a pod. You didn't find the balance, and the balance was meant to find. And another reason why there wasn't a balance, because there was something going on with work, or there was somebody still in some type of contractual agreement. Okay, that was probably dead and needed to be done and over with. Okay, but just didn't want to face the music, or didn't want to hurt somebody else's feelings, didn't want to have somebody else feel abandoned, you know, which tells me that this person at some point in their life was abandoned and just probably doesn't want to face it, whether it was from an ex or parental figure. Okay, because that was the biggest issue for this one too. And money. This is love money. Money. Okay? So, but it's also telling me could have been a work affair. And if it wasn't a work affair with a boss that ruined a marriage, it was just somebody who tried to control how a marriage went, or it was somebody who just spent more time working than working on a marriage. Okay? But I will tell you, the lovers came in under finances, okay? So it looks like somebody had an affair with somebody at work, and they could have been lying and saying it was over, or they're just taking a break, and somebody else doesn't know, you know, that somebody else is still doing something. So, and others of you, it's just somebody put money in front of love. And the lovers is a beautiful connection. It's sacred. You don't get that often in life. Okay? So, tell me about wedding. That's the magician that wanted to come out. That's a manipulator in this situation. And somebody who manifested something else when they shouldn't have. Okay? So, yeah, the King of Swords. This energy is a detached energy. Okay? You have somebody that knows how to work and make money, and then you have somebody else when it comes to feelings and love, extremely detached. So something went down with them as a child. Regardless, it doesn't matter. There's no need to really get into that. That person would be aware of it, okay? But this person's looking at this person. So there was definitely cheating. All three of them could have cheated. The wife could have cheated. The husband could have cheated. This one could have cheated. Or this one was known as a cheater or a homewrecker because there was still a marriage. See what I'm saying? There was still something. I'm telling you, you are dealing with someone who's extremely detached and is all about money. And that's going to have to change. If that doesn't change, then there's no hope. And this energy was not seeing change, was not seeing hope. Smart enough not to stay in a situation that someone was trying to control and not getting out of. Sometimes this could be a lawyer, but this energy is looking at this energy and was kind of like, oh, I can't really have this because I can't really invest in this because I actually already have a contractual agreement. And this is not a happy marriage by any means. This marriage was already over. There wasn't enough love. There never was, okay? This was pretending they were in love, wanting to go things a certain way. This one built security, and this one didn't get what they needed. So everyone has their own shit to work on, guys, but it makes complete sense. Yeah, see, they didn't put any effort into the Empress, or the Empress is not putting any energy into this one. And again, you got the same man coming in as 3 elements, looking at this other connection. Okay? So I don't know if they're finally going to let go. But even if they let go of the marriage and divorce and something comes in, that's not the bigger problem. I hope you guys realize that. That's not really the bigger issue. Can you guys hear me? Can you just hit the like button? Anybody? Unlike and then like again? Because we just went, again, we're back down to 69. Okay, good. All right, so you can still hear me, so that's good. All right, so even if a divorce takes place, guys, which is obviously necessary, but I don't see it happening. So this is somebody that might stay in a marriage the rest of their life because of money, okay? And that's a thing, people do that. And then they, you know, they're not happy at home, so they go elsewhere. But they never get back, they never get down to the bigger problem, okay? And it looks like somebody else came in between, no matter who it was, and they got a glimpse of something beautiful, but still didn't go after it, right? So even if this energy stops putting effort into the Empress, because there's a marriage here, it's a given, they're still not taking action. They're just watching the other energy. But the other energy already turned their back, you know? So this person is just wasting time. So I don't know who you are in this story, but you know, it's like I said from the get, it's not a good scenario. It's not. It's stagnant. They're just watching. They're not doing nothing. But the energy that turned their back, you still have this energy with around you because they can't stop thinking about you. But yet they're not gonna, you can't heal. Like I said, this energy, the person you're with is like stalking you. Not stalking you where you gotta worry, but they're straight up fucking stalking you. Wasting their time. Such a waste of time. And they couldn't invest in you because they were already invested in a marriage or committed to work. If it's not a real marriage, like they were married to their work. And it wrecked things either with a marriage or with a soulmate. And one energy smartened up. And the thing is, both energies are extremely intelligent. So who the fuck is this Empress? Why the fuck is she lingering? Where's your worth? Where the fuck? I'm surprised, I hate to say it, but where it's so codependent. It's so clingy. It's so not healthy. And I will judge because she's looking at her too. So she knows exactly that somebody else came in the picture, and she's like, why are you looking at her? Why are you looking at her when I'm right here? And if everybody was sleeping together at one time, she was sleeping with him for the wrong reasons. And she knew that you were sleeping with him. But yet you're dealing with an energy that still slept with multiple people at one point and didn't give a fuck. And the wife, she didn't give a fuck either, I guess. You know? I just want to distract him. I want my marriage back. I want my security. she could be hanging on and keeping him confused, keeping him trapped. But you know what? You're dealing with a big boy. So don't make excuses. Because if he's hanging on to something that he's not even interested in, shame on him. She's probably in it for the money. Even if, and the Empress makes good money. But she doesn't want to lose her stability. She's dealing with somebody who's fucking solid when it comes to money in a career. Solid. Retirement, solid. You don't just get there. This is somebody who built their life around money. This is somebody who has a bank account, people. Okay? This is not somebody who's just selling drugs. This is somebody secure and solid. Good job, has their own business. Was way more focused on money than love. It's probably what ruined the marriage, but there's still a marriage. I don't see a divorce. I see infidelity. And I see somebody who was smart enough to realize something wasn't changing. And it's pretty sad when you get two people who stay in a situation and settle. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's so hard. I know, but you're not happy. And to me, there's like when the love is a reverse, sometimes it's a separation. So you could legally be married, but you don't live together. Or you technically, you both date other people. But this is that icky energy where you both are codependent, you come back and you sleep with each other. Do you know, never once did I go back and sleep with my ex-husband? And it wasn't because he was someone else. We could have had the opportunity. I could have seduced him. Are you fucking kidding me? I was his main chick for 24 years. I chose not to because of self-respect, but also because I never wanted anybody to come in my life, the person I love, and ever have to doubt my loyalty. Because I don't want to be that person that says, I did. Because I have friends that do that. And that's a massive trust issue. I did that out of loyalty to my future partner. Self-respect. How are you ever going to trust somebody? If they were married and you guys weren't in a commitment, how do you trust this energy? Because this energy they slept together knowing somebody else was in the picture. It's fucking disgusting. It's sad. It's disturbing. I could cry for you. I've been in this situation where I've dealt with that, and it's awful. It's heartbreaking. How do you trust this energy? You don't. I'm telling you, I purposely was aware of that I never wanted to be in that situation, because I still have a friend he's remarried, and she's like one of my best friends. She's amazing. But their sex was so good and they're still connected that off and on, once or twice a year, she still sleeps with him. And it's been 8 years. This is a married couple that won't split ties. They're too clingy to each other, you know? How do you trust that? How do you trust that? Because they played games with you. Honestly, I did it out of respect for myself and for my future partner. And I might never have a future partner like that, but I'm telling you the truth. I never wanted to ever be put in that situation, because it's such dishonesty, and your morals are ass backwards. It's wrong. And even if this person has guilt, it doesn't matter. That just tells you that two people are married and refuse to let go of each other. They play games with each other. I want you. I don't want you. I want you. I don't want you. And even if this finally ends, you still slept with your wife or your husband while you had a beautiful bomb-ass connection with someone else. You treated someone like shit. You disrespected somebody. And I don't blame you for turning your back, because that is someone's story. And it's good to forgive people, right? And to be understanding. But those dynamics, how can you ever trust him around his ex-wife or her ex-husband? How? And what if they have kids and they need to spend time together? That's gone. That person took that from you. They ripped it from you. I don't know if that can be salvaged. They took that from you. They took away that trust and that loyalty. And some of you might be like, all right, well, we weren't official. Is it really cheating? No, it's still cheating. Unless this person straight up said, I'm sleeping with other people, then you're good. Not your story. But not with what I'm seeing, guys. This was a beautiful connection, especially with the lovers, right? So it's a very unfortunate circumstance. It's painful circumstance, okay? It's pretty unfortunate. And for somebody to be like, I didn't know you were sleeping with so-and-so, that's bullshit. The lovers came out first. She's looking at her husband. She knows her husband has an eye for somebody else. He's coming up as the King of Wands. She already knows her husband and her are detached. She already knows he's controlling. She's not an idiot. She fucking knows. And even if he said, oh, she's still not in the picture, she knew she was there. So she fell for his lies. You know, even if it's the love of your life and that happens, whether you're official or not, I'm proud of you if you turn your back. Because me personally, I don't know if I could do that. You slept with your wife. You slept with your husband while you were sleeping with me. And we shared something beautiful. I wasn't just your fucking fuck friend. It was so much more than that. When two people connect like that, you were so much more and they knew you were so much more. And they still dishonored you because of their own lack of confidence, their own control issues. And I hate to say that, guys, but I was married for a long time and my husband cheated a couple times and I took him back. And I was never able to forgive. I mean, I was able to forgive, but I was never ever to fall like in love again. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a thing, you know? And this person more than did you wrong. And I personally don't even know if this person gives a shit. Doesn't seem like it. It seems like what they did, they want to justify what they did, you know? Could they feel guilty? Maybe. But it's just a temporary feeling. This isn't somebody who goes after what they want. They do, but then when they can't control it, they shut it down. You guys are in a hard position because it just touched my soul. Because I even look at my friend sometimes and it's like, I can get so disappointed with her and then she'll feel guilty. I feel bad for so-and-so. Then stop spreading your legs. If you guys are that connected, then leave your current partners and make it work. It's like fun for them. You know, I don't know. It disturbs me, and I have been put in this situation before, and I don't know how you would ever trust this person. Even if it was meant to be and you guys were official and this is officially over and this officially started, you got a lot of trust issues. You got a lot of stuff to work out. And it's just, it's not fair. I mean, I could see why some of you would turn your back and not even want to look at it in another direction, no matter how sorry someone was. They stripped that from you. You had a beautiful connection. This connection I see between the two of you is breathtaking. Like you smile every time you see each other. You can literally lose your breath in the midst of kissing. It was a connection with depth that you can't explain. And I don't think it was a catalyst. I think you just had to leave a scenario because somebody just was not participating and not compromising. Others of you, if you're married and there's nobody interfering, somebody's still putting work first, and you know, they do fantasize and wish things were different because you guys don't have that flair anymore, that spark. So you might want to reevaluate what you want in your life right now too, and stop wasting time. I literally felt your pain. They took it from you. When you lose loyalty and trust, they had someone amazing in the corner. Absolutely amazing. But you guys will get what you deserve, I promise you. I promise. You will. Because you're standing up for your own beliefs, self-love, self-respect. You're powerful and you're strong. It doesn't mean that you don't feel pain. I hate when people are like, you're so strong, you can handle it. You're so fucking naive. I can get frustrated. I've had multiple people tell me that, and it's like, you have no idea what I went through. You think you're more special than the other person? You fucking kidding me? I have been chewed up and fucking spit out and thrown into voids. It's so ignorant to somebody to think that their pain and their situation trumps yours just because currently you're not dealing with something. Oh, you sure as fuck are. You're dealing with their bullshit. It's ignorance. So I'm going to pull a lesson, or, you know, for the energy that turned their back, and another one for the married couple. I don't care if it's him or her. You're both fucking disgusting. I don't care if you guys are good. I don't care. I'm really at that point where I just felt my own past pain, and you had the nerve to, because of your own insecurities, to sleep with somebody else and have that passionate connection with somebody else, and yet just walk right through back the door like nothing happened. I don't give a fuck. What you did was fucked up on both ends. Both ends. You both deserve each other. Nothing will ever. You will never have that connection you had with someone else. You lost it. And it's going to be a tough, tough lesson for you in life. Where's your self-value? Your self-worth, people? Where is it? And I'm not a judgmental person, but man, it's like you had a connect. The lover is passionate, like you had a connection. It's one of those where it's like you didn't even want to let go, but finally you had to. You know? It's oh my goodness gracious. You know, for those who are in a marriage and you're discontent and you know somebody goes elsewhere and does this and you're in it for money, your next life is going to be a way more harder than you think. Like I don't want to hear it's so hard and we're best friends. No, the fuck you're not. There's been cheating. There's been infidelity. People went this way. You put money first. You put that first. You guys are not best friends. You're both fucking delusional. Both you fucking morons at this point deserve each other. And that's my opinion. And if you can't handle me being judgmental right there, sorry. Because I'm entitled. Because I've been in this situation and I know better, and I just felt you guys' pain. What they did is wrong. Wrong. Not everybody can stand in their morals like I can. Or like you can. Like I said, I purposely didn't sleep with my ex-husband, knowing I always could. Because I didn't want to put it on my future partner. I never wanted my future husband or whoever to ever feel like they couldn't trust me. And I also did it for me. But I also, you know, I don't want to hear I didn't know better. This is two married people that fucking know better. Fucking know better. It was wrong. It was painful. It was hurtful. It was fucking wrong. This is like two codependent on each other. Me against the world. It's just us two. We're always gonna be best friends, and we'll always make this work. And what, like, get the like, what? What? How long have you been holding on to a broken fucking marriage? You are wasting your life. The universe, this was brought to you. This was meant to be, and some of you missed an opportunity because somebody over here, it's not even about strength and boundaries. It is to her, but if you're anything like me, it's gone. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This happened multiple times behind someone's back. And you stayed in something. 2 years, 1 year, a whole cycle, 4 seasons, if not more, where somebody would not invest in you because they were still invested elsewhere, whether it was work or marriage. And they slept with each other while sleeping with you. They didn't need to sleep with them. They slept with them. What you two have, they would never find with their husband or wife. That connection, that intimacy. They did that because they didn't know how to let go of each other. It's the comfortability, it's routine, it's awful, it's unhealthy. It's just, it's wrong. I'm telling you, it's clear. It wasn't just once. It happened multiple times behind your back. You might have not even addressed it. You might have just shut it down and said, you know what? If you can't get honest with me and yourself, I don't even need to address it. I already know what's going on. Because somebody even held back feelings, and more than that, they held back sex. And it's probably because they slept with their wife or their husband again and then felt guilty. But then they still slept with you. Because you had to turn your back. And I don't think you turned your back because they slept with somebody else. Or they could have went back to their wife or husband. But you don't even give a fuck at this point. You could be bum hurt. There's no question that you can be hurt. You know what I'm saying? But you took yourself right out of that equation. I mean, that just touched my soul. But again, I'm not the average person and breaks up with my husband of 24 years and says, you know, I'm never gonna sleep with you again because I know there's gonna be somebody else in my life. Not too many people do that. I did. I did because of lack of loyalty within the marriage already. The pain I'd already felt and the pain and the suffering that I endured already. I didn't want to put that on anybody else. I wasn't, oh, I'm horny. Like, there's plenty of fucking fish in the sea. I don't know how many of you guys are like me, but I just took that personally and I just felt your own pain, okay? So if you are the one going through the divorce, don't let him sneak back in the door because you guys have a beautiful connection. It's a one-sided connection. Don't let someone trick you. Like seriously, if you're married and they're like, this is over, don't let someone to trick you into thinking that they want what you want. It's unrequited. You have more love than they do. Don't think this will get this person back. So many people do that. Oh, I want him back. I'm gonna spread my legs. I'm gonna dress like this. I'm gonna get a haircut. Don't do that. You're gonna hold yourself back. Please don't do that. This is two people who slept together more than once over a period of a year or two while somebody was sleeping with someone else. So for the one that turned their back, you got guilt here and acceptance. So like I said, you probably accepted it and now somebody else feels guilty. Because turning your back is accepting. There's no question. I am learning and accepting the things that I cannot change. That's you all damn day. There's that guilt. This is what somebody did to you. And if it's linked, you probably feel bad because you guys had a connection. But again, it wasn't enough. The poop butler is here, so the dog's gonna bark. At the end of the day, guys, your happiness is what's more important, okay? So don't feel guilty you turned your back either. Yeah, see? Indecision. Like I said, these two fucking morons deserve each other. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it as a reader and as an individual, but you are dealing with two married people that are so naive. So naive. And they did somebody else wrong. This is the situation where it's like, karma's a bitch. For real. This is the situation. It's all right, Finn. This is a situation where two people are doing the wrong thing and everybody's getting hurt and they didn't give a fuck that other people were sleeping with other people. They didn't. And this is somebody who's not using their intuition. They're not making the right choices. And I hate to be like, you guys are morons, but you were morons. You had pure, raw love right in front of you. And because of your own insecurities and because of your own lack, you kept going back and forth and playing games. And you hurt other people in the midst of that. And you probably hurt the wife too, because I saw lies. Or you hurt the husband. Multiple people got hurt in this situation, guys. And I really do feel bad calling this married couple morons. Can somebody please look at the definition of a moron? Because that's not something I would say. But it was stupid. And I'm pretty sure moron is another word for stupid. It was stupid. It was awful. It was manipulative. There was games. It was awful. This person's gonna get some fucking karma. Trust me. They were messing with somebody who was extremely special to them, but they didn't know how to let go of the marriage. But the marriage was already over. There was already a separation. There was already, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's two people that are extremely clingy. And I feel bad for the ones that it took you a while to figure it out. So can you look up the definition of moron? Because I mean, I feel bad saying it, but literally, like, these are two people that knew somebody else was in the picture. And even if the husband or wife lied and said that person's out of the picture, they still know that somebody came in between. So they still slept with somebody. It means foolish. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Thank you. So, foolish is a better word. Moron sounds more harsh, but they were both foolish. It was a foolish decision. And this is Two people who knew better. That's the problem. The wife is looking at the other woman. The man is looking at the other woman. Even if the husband lied with the Seven of Swords, they're saying it's over. She still knows you were there. So she still put herself in a position. And it pulls me back to the read I did months ago where people left each other and they were separated. And the feminine only wanted the masculine back because she was jealous that somebody else, there was another woman. So yes, two fucking morons. Two stupid, foolish people that are now going to learn their lesson. And it's gonna be a lot of pain attached to that. It's too bad. It's foolish. Absolutely foolish. Two people that were very aware. Jealousy, lies, deception, manipulation. There was never a pure marriage there. Money got in the way of that marriage anyway. And she's probably staying for stability. She probably makes her own money. But that's her stability. Because they're codependent. They're clingy. They depend on each other. It's sad. And I don't want to hear, oh, I've been married for 30 years and that's normal. No, the fuck that's not normal. That is not normal. This is still two people that like swear they're like ride or die. It's not normal. It's so nice when you can break up and get a divorce and be amicable. Like you're so lucky and fortunate if you can actually have that. But these are two people that are lying to themselves thinking they have that. It's what they want. Hopefully in the future, you guys will have that, okay? But right now, you're both in it for the wrong reasons. So there's still going to have to be a time in between, even if you get a divorce, where things are not going to be that great. But hopefully you can manage to get back on the same page. You know what I mean? Because that's so important, especially if this family and kids. So important. Huge advocate for that if you can do that. But I will tell you, in this situation, if you happen to go back to that person, your soulmate, the person you should be with, I don't know if you have a shot or not, but if you did, there's already an issue because there's always going to be that lack of trust around your ex-wife or your ex-husband because of something you did. So you're going to have to learn you're going to have boundaries. You're not going to be able to have the relationship with that person like you think you can. Not with the other person being in your life. And it's extremely unfortunate. If you can't figure out how to create boundaries, it will always be toxic. And therefore, you will always be known as a moron. And you can't tell me someone hasn't said to you, I can't believe you're still in that marriage. What a foolish decision. Or what a foolish decision she made. What an idiotic decision he made. Other people see it. You know? It's unfortunate how something just played out. It's painful. Don't say it. Oh, I hope you guys, yeah, no, I'm not saying, she's like, God, Court, don't say that in the future. You'll come together right now. Yeah, let them go. But if it was meant to be, because you purposely came into this person's life to let them know what true love was. And there was mutual love there. There's no question. It might just not happen for another year or so. You never know. You might bump into them and be like, oh, all right, maybe. But again, there's always going to be underlying issues now. And that will always suck because you don't want to interfere between anybody ever parenting. You know what I'm saying? I would never be that person. I'd be like, you have that? That's amazing. But that person won't be your best friend. That person won't come before me. And that's the way it should be. But these two people right now feel like them against the world. And that's the wrong headspace to be. That's not co-parenting. That's still being very codependent on each other. These two people have not differentiated the difference yet between co-parenting and clinginess. That's the problem. They haven't distinguished that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be best friends the rest of their life, but I'm telling you that somebody else will come first. But right now, they're telling each other, you'll always come first. It's so unrealistic. It really truly is. Because if the two of you really will always come first, you should stay in your fucking marriage. You'd be a lot happier. Nobody would have strayed. Nobody. See what I'm saying? So, for those who turned their back, you did the right thing. And it's not always easy. But you definitely did the right thing. And even if them two do the right thing in the future, I hope they do. You don't have to be in their life, but I hope they figure it out. Because right now, it's just, you know, in their eyes, co-parenting means they'll always be best friends. It's very unrealistic. Because whether he remarries or she remarries, that other partner will come first. The kids will come first, but the partner they're with will come before the ex-husband or the ex-wife. And that's how it works. So to be like, okay, we're going to be great at co-parenting. Well, no, you guys are both still fucking up. You're still sleeping with each other. You can't let go. There's jealousy. You're holding on for the wrong reasons. You're okay with people sleeping with other people. And I don't know if you're okay, but you allowed it because you went back and like, all right, let's try again. And I blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. That's what that is. It's unfortunate. It is so unfortunate that you were all stuck in a scenario. Not all of you, but some of you were definitely stuck in a scenario like that. And until these other two people wake the fuck up, there's no hope for them. None. Zero. If you guys choose to stay together, it will never be pure. It will never be what you want. You will never experience the opportunity like you just had. You won't. You won't. You think you might be able to, but it will fade. Somebody purposely came in to show somebody what love was because somebody was too focused on money, which already ruined the marriage. You have one person that's all about money. You have the other person that's all about love. The two of them together are probably perfect. But one energy just didn't want to face their shit because they were still in a contractual agreement that was already over. But they still want to act like best friends, and they still want to sleep together, and they still want to lean on each other, and they think they're really good at co-parenting. I feel like I'm singing fucking Slim Shady right now. All you shady motherfuckers, please stand up. Just let us know who you are before we invest time into you. Please. This was not somebody who was like, oh, yeah, let's just go in as fuck friends. Yeah, eventually you caught feelings. That type of connection, you can't be like, oh, well, we didn't go into it like that. No. The scenario fucking changes when you catch feelings. And then you still do something shady behind someone else's back. Alright? So that Slim Shady needs to sit the fuck down and grow up. Perfect little people, perfect little marriage, perfect little best friends, perfect little co-parenters. There's no fucking such thing. Somebody will come in and will be in the head of the top of the line. And if you think that you and your ex or you and this person can stay all fucking tight, you fucking need a major reality check. Massive reality check. Can you guys tell everybody shit doesn't work that way? Oh, you want to be so different than everybody else. You guys can do it. Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now, if you don't put somebody else in the front of the line, you'll be miserable for the rest of your fucking life. And I'm telling you right now, you'll be damned. You'll be setting yourself up to fail if you even got into a situation where someone said to you, my ex-wife, my ex-husband will always come first because we're going to co-parent. If you put yourself in that situation, you're a fucking moron. I'm going to fucking call you out right now, too. When two people are in love with each other, You do not cheat. You do not go and get dick from somewhere else. You do not go and spread your fucking legs. You do not go and call somebody from your past to have comfort. Because you all know you go right back to your past because that person's there and you had a connection. You don't have the balls to meet somebody fucking new. Please stop putting yourself in scenarios and wasting time. Do I smoke weed? No. I'll eat edibles. I love gummies and lollipops. I don't like the feeling of smoking so much. It's not the same. But I do like getting high. Occasionally. And I like the oils too. But I don't know, smoking just not the same to me anymore. I used to smoke a blunt every day with my husband. Like, it got me nowhere, you know? So if I'm out having a good time, I won't get high by myself or eat edibles by myself. It's for entertainment purposes only. But you got to be smart enough. You have to realize what's going on. These are two individuals that that think they're just going to be best friends forever, and it's extremely unrealistic because somebody will come in, whether it's on their end or the other one's end. It's a given. And if you ever come into anybody's life, I can't stress this enough. I'm saying the same thing twice. If you ever come into someone's life and somebody says to you, we're co-parenting and there's nothing going on, but this person will always be my best friend and they will come first, run the fuck away. Run as fast as you can. Because that is somebody that does not know their ass from their elbow and does not know how to give love. And it's very unfortunate because there was some type of family or marriage and either the wife or the husband put work first anyway, which probably wrecked the marriage. But on top of it, there was infidelity, there was cheating. I'm telling you right now, when two people are in love, you do not cheat. It is not a thing. Jealousy, envy, all these other things can be a factor. But if you have enough love for that person, you will sit down with that person and be like, I understand this happened. Can we get on the same page? I would never, you know. But I'm telling you, there'll always be insecurities. But you will not cheat. If you are in love, you will not cheat. It's not a thing. Even if you are partying with your girlfriends or your guys, if you're in love, you don't give a fuck. You will go in the other room and you will masturbate. You're not even going to be like, oh, what would it be like to fuck her? What would it be like to fuck him? That would not cross your mind. Guys, it wouldn't. For those who have truly been in love and it's been pure, you know for a fact I'm fucking right. And through life lessons and people having to learn the hard way, that's how you figured out that I'm 100% right. And yes, there will be jealousy. There will be times you're going to have to sit each other down and check each other, right? But there will not even be a possibility, right? And some of you, thousands that are going to watch, put yourself in a situation where now there's going to be trust issues, okay? And I don't know how you can fix trust issues. But that's a big one because this person will always have an ex-husband, will always have an ex-wife. And I think for a majority of you, they really, they fucked up. And it's not a little fuck up. It's not a little fuck up at all. I don't know. Could you ever find that trust again? Maybe. I guess it just depends on how something gets played out, you know, but I'm telling you, this looks like a scenario where you guys were just kind of bed buddies or something. You had to have known there was a wife or a husband. You weren't naive to that. You could have been, but not for an entire year or two. And if if that happened, whew, you got played. You better like sit down and have a notebook ready of all the red flags that you didn't pick up on. Because you will find yourself in that situation again. You will get tested. And I'm not even saying with that person, but the universe, spirit will test you. You will consistently get put in the same scenarios. Why am I always dealing with a cheater? Why does it always happen to me? Because you allow it. That's why. This time, I think the other person was smart enough to test the other person and gave that person the benefit of the doubt because of how they went into something. I don't think you were necessarily naive fully, you know, and even if it was an ex-wife, there was still something. There was one or the other was still needy. You know what I mean? Ex or not, there was no boundaries. If you were dealing with somebody who was literally divorced, there was no boundaries. If shit like that still went down, you know. That's like my friends being divorced, but 8 years later, once or twice a year, they still fuck each other. And she don't even tell me anymore. And when she does, she's like, sorry. You know, like she really, because she knows how I feel about it. I won't judge her per se. I'll still love her no matter what. But I feel like at that point, you should both leave whoever you're with and maybe remarry and work on things, you know? I don't give a flying fuck that you guys got kids. You want to use your kids as an excuse? Because happiness comes first. Love comes first. Well, your kids will always come first, but you know what I meant by that. You want your kids to be happy? You have to be happy. And that is a fact. That takes people a very long time in life to figure that one out. They always think, I'll put my kids first. It's not the way it goes, unfortunately. It's not. You really want your kids to be happy? You have to create your happiness first so you can project that happiness onto your children. And yes, and then you teach them about pain and morals, you know, and all the things that follow. And they're going to be so much even happier being around you because your energy shifted. This is two people in a marriage that are fucking miserable. If they have kids, I guarantee their kids are miserable. Or your kids. And I don't mean to insult you, but that's the truth. My kids were miserable until I was happy. And now my kids look at like my life and their life and they're like, they're old enough to be like, whoa, really? Really? He made those choices? She made those choices? And they're so proud of me for going after my own happiness. They really are. They know now that they're older, it wasn't easy what they went through. But at the end of the day, I also broke conditioning. Doesn't mean they won't struggle with some things, but it won't be as rough. That's for sure. It won't be. There's still almost 90 of you. I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I'll throw you a Ganesha card. Because those are, I'd like to leave this read like on a good note. Hey! Where's Lucy? So, needless to say, all the individuals on the board at one point were foolish. All of them, okay? Not just the marriage in that scenario. Even you, even the one that turned your back and accepted a situation. Huh? Well, it was obviously grandma's. Just check the date. I'm sure it's fine. But I'm not sure.
Well, it still has a thing on it.
Oh, then I'm sure it's fine. I would check the date though. At one point you were still foolish. And they probably laughed at you and it was probably like, look at this moron. Seriously. I'm glad you woke up. This is energy where everybody needs to wake up. But there's still some fools on the board. Or morons. I'd rather call them fools because moron seems like a harsh word, but it's a harsh situation. There's definitely was a lot of pain here. But you notice how like there's no cups except for the one person who knows better? You notice that? Were you the only one in love? I think somebody else absolutely fell in love, but they didn't go after it. And if they do decide to come back your way, from all the reads I've been reading, massive change is needed. Massive! Because I feel like I need my charger. I feel like somebody wants to come back, like they're healing from a shitty scenario. And some might find their way back because they know there's no love there, all right? But the way it played out is just so wrong. So wrong.
Ben likes to take bananas to work in the morning, so.
That's fine, we can buy more.
I know, I'm just saying, she won't eat them.
My phone's gonna die, I need a charger. Ooh, what was that, garbage? Holy moly. Ow!
What?
Oh, I just stubbed my toe. Oh. Ouch. What are you making for dinner? Oh, that's right. I'm having Greek food. So excited. Okay. Ow. Lonnie? Okay. I'm on the floor.
I forgot to tell someone that
I'm just reading one more card and I have to charge my phone. My cord's small.
I'm fine, I forgot to
Okay. All right. All right. No matter who we are in this read, it's just time to smarten up. And I will read this for you, and as I read it, it's so hard for me like not to interpret the card for you. So what I'm gonna do, okay, is read the card verbatim and say goodbye. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And this card is not necessarily about the read, okay? The message is for you to interpret. Whether it makes you feel better, put something into perspective. Insight. Whew, I already want to give you my opinion. But I won't. But I won't. Okay. 26. I just was ready to sing, everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby. Insight. Your inner compass knows the key to your true happiness. Ganesha is focusing. Sorry, I got the dogs chewing. So sorry. Ganesha is focused on their attention on the third eye chakra. He is acknowledging that you are in a phase where you can grow and expand your consciousness, your intuition, and is the voice of spirit and soul. It can be heard when you are in a calm state. You have the ability to tune in to a strong, clear connection. The guidance you receive from the divine can be always trusted. The intuitive insights you receive speak to you about things directly affecting your life, your relationship, your work, or your physical progress right now. You may find that your intuition grows and becomes clearer the more you tune in and follow it. The more you clear your third eye chakra, energy space, and practicing using your intuition more, you will clearly see the way. Indigo blue is the color for the third eye. When the third eye is in balance, you are self-realized, and you will find that you will be able to live in harmony and expand your true self with other people you choose to interact with in your life. This does not mean you will never have problems, but rather look at it as if there's different perspectives. You may find that you are charismatic, empathetic, and highly intuitive. You are intelligent and with good imagination and accurate perception.
Downstairs?
Nope, in that closet. So again, I don't really want to give you my opinion like I have one, you know. It's so hard for me not to give my opinion.
There's not any.
Oh, in the spare room. So bad of me. But I will tell you, this does kind of revolve around the reading and, you know, following your intuition and seeing things differently and, you know, taking a step back and honoring yourself. And like I said, being happy doesn't mean you won't ever have a problem, you know. Just look at it at a different perspective, you know, compromise. So, sorry, it's so hard for me not to give my opinion because I want you to be able to see things too, right? So it's you got to trust your gut, okay? And somebody's not trusting their gut, you know? But, you know, if you're not into spiritual things or don't know how to work with chakras, maybe if you have any type of blue, like an indigo blue, which is like a bright, vibrant blue, you know, maybe put some blue around you, you know? But you have the insight, is what this is telling me. You have that inner knowing, that knowledge, whether it was a dream, a thought, you know, if it's linked to the read, it's pure love. Yeah, you know a marriage isn't going to work. Yeah, you know you did things wrong, you know, but like the thing is no matter who you are, you're intuitive and you know, you have the insight, you have the inner knowing. So why are you not following your gut? No matter who you are, whether you're part of the marriage or you're still holding on and you haven't quite turned your back. You know. You know what I mean? You know, and you still are not acting on it. If this card came out, you're still not following your intuition. So this is kind of either for the two people in the marriage. I don't really think it's the other person because it already looks like you turned your back, if that makes sense. So, but you have an inner knowing. You know what true love is. You know what's right and wrong. Like, you know. So, you're either going to take action towards this or you're not. But again, it's foolish energy because you know better. You know what you want. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. And you're still not doing it, right? So, don't be naive. Don't be a moron. Don't be selfish. You're way smarter. You are so way smarter. So don't gyp yourself. You're called in. But don't be naive to your own situation, okay? Stop wasting your time and do what's best for you. And don't take offense if I called you a moron. It's just it's a little harsher of a word than fool. But I have no problem telling you at one point, I was a complete moron to a situation, okay? So We all take turns. It's what you do next is what counts. Okay? So, I love you guys. And I want to say for a majority of you, there was kind of a similar scenario that played out 2 years ago. So I don't know if you're staying in it or you repeated the pattern with someone else. See what I'm saying? Like, you will continuously get tested. So, you gotta be smarter than the average bear. You gotta do what's best for you. And stop worrying about what other people are gonna think and feel. Life can be short, so I hope you make the best of it. And I will see you guys mañana for weekend energy. Okay? Love you guys. My feet are so dry. You're at work? They're so dry. You're welcome. So, I shouldn't even have told you and got into like a story per se. I should have just left it before clarifying. So, for some of you where I lost you and you feel like it's not your story, please go back and rewatch before I clarified. Because everybody's story is going to be different. But you will find your story in the very beginning of the read before I clarified. And don't let anyone tell you that you're wrong. Because you're not. If something's off, it's off. You don't need to be a psychic to know something's fucking off. You don't need to be a psychic to know someone's lying to you. You don't need to be an intuitive to know somebody's sleeping with someone else. You don't have to be a college graduate to know someone's marriage is not meant to be. You know? So don't let someone tell you you're wrong. Like that insight, I'm telling you, no matter who you are, even if you're the one with the back's turned, don't let someone tell you you're fucking wrong. Don't. And I will continue to encourage you. Because what we're seeing and how I'm reading, it's not wrong. It's life. And it's experiences we all experience. And if you're not going through this right now, but you currently went through something like that, you better watch who comes back into your life. Because you will be tested. Okay? So, don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. Everything plays out a little differently, but it plays out the same way, but it could play out a little differently. But there is still a lot of stuff within that read that are facts. And if someone wants to tell you you're wrong, it's because they can't own their own shit, or they have that indecisive energy. Like their head's not clear, someone's not grounded. You can't make conscious and smart decisions when you're not grounded. Okay? So please don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. Because you are not wrong. You have that insight. And even if this person figures out you were that person, and they had that inner knowing and knowledge, which they did, but they still didn't act on it. So don't make excuses for other people. And if someone comes back, there needs to be drastic changes if you're going to be that person to forgive. Drastic. It's not something you'd be like, okay, let's try again. Don't do it. You won't get nowhere. Even if somebody came at you and wanted to put a ring on your finger, you think that's going to solve the problem? I hope that person has enough respect to sit down and tell you the God-forsaken fucking truth and beg for your forgiveness. And then if you feel like you can move forward, then so be it. But don't think replacing something with a big proposal is going to fix the problem. because they still kept things from you. Even if there's a divorce, even if there's this, I mean, you're still dealing with an energy that tried to control a situation and still kept things from you. Don't think if someone buys you a brand new car or moves you into a house or puts a ring on your finger, that shit's not gonna change the fact that how something just went down. Unless, you know, this person can literally own their shit. Like, I don't know what to tell you. That would be, I'll keep it 100% real with you. I don't know how I would even handle that. If it would even be a consideration. If I would even think that one through. You know? But again, sometimes you need to use your intuition and not so much mental. So I'm not sure where everybody stands because I could kind of give you a little advice on every direction, but I can't really do that quite yet until we see things play out differently. And others of you, I'm telling you, even if you meet someone new and date someone new, with cards that are coming out, chances are it's going to feel like you're doing the same thing again or the same pattern with someone new or someone from the past. But the cards are also saying that that's because it's something karmic you still need to work out with someone or yourself, okay? Doesn't mean it can't work. It just means you need to find that happy medium, compromise, things like that, you know? Just be smart and don't let anybody tell you were wrong. Because you know what you felt. You're very intuitive. You don't need to be a psychic or a medium or read a crystal ball or cards to know something's off, okay? Don't be naive to people in your life like that that are gonna say shit like that to you. I just learned that lesson, guys. It doesn't matter if I'm a medium, a channeler. I don't need that ability to know something's fucking off. And neither do you. Okay? So I hope you guys have a fan-fabulous day. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.